Okay.
Stuff like that. Certain types of minerals and stuff you can only get up north and stuff like that. So there's definitely reasons for trading with Icewind Dale. For the past few years, though, Icewind Dale has been under some sort of, we'll just call it a winter siege. Basically, it's like the winter doesn't seem to go away. They have not had sun in quite some time. Now, that's not to say the sun doesn't come up. The sun comes up, but it doesn't really crest the horizon much more than that. It just kind of like rolls around the edge of the horizon, and that's it.
Okay, so it's like being in Alaska.
It's like being in Alaska, but for two or 3 years now.
Oh God.
And really starting to like mess with the people that live here.
Okay.
So I mean, they're used to cold living, but there's it's even Alaska has like summer.
True that.
So this fantasy world is the worst place that my wife could ever live.
Sounds like the worst place I could ever live.
Yeah, it's called Icewind Dale, and it's set in a tundra of perpetual darkness.
Woo!
My wife just gave me a dirty look. She's like, no.
She will not be joining this campaign.
But the Twin Towers
She will not be joining the campaign. As much as I would like her to join, she will not.
Well, I burnt the popcorn for the first time in about a year.
Probably.
Oops.
How do you burn popcorn?
Stella would love the campaign. She could sing Frozen.
I walked away from the microwave and wasn't listening for the beeps or the popping.
I'm gonna sing Frozen songs the whole time. Yeah.
Let it go. Did any of you look at backgrounds at all?
I briefly looked through them.
Okay.
But I didn't make a decision because I didn't know what we were doing as far as like the story.
Oh.
I love that one of their abilities is natural armor. So that moment when you're walking around naked with no armor on and you get attacked, you were good to go.
I must not have ever looked at backgrounds because I don't have anything written on my sheet. I have my class, race, alignment.
That is a fish. What kind of fish is it?
The name.
The best fish.
She knows what's up.
But yeah, I need to redo all my stats because everything is at level
Same
6.
time, they're basically just doing their stats right now. So I gave you guys the static stats, which you basically just put them into your place, and then you just use your racial bonuses.
I don't actually know how to do any of this. They had to help me last time.
That's fine.
It's not cool to get help.
Yeah, it's not cool to get help.
I guess not.
All right, so you have these you have these 6 stats if you want to write them down. When you're ready.
Okay, where do I need to write them down in the boxes?
You can just write them on a loose leaf.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm ready.
So write down 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, and 8.
Gross. All right.
Those big stats.
Oh,
right.
You're balancing.
Well, I can't do that at all.
Like, what is
She just did a jump. I can't do that at all. I can't remember the last time both my feet went around voluntarily.
Balance like a Cinderella.
Like Spinderella? Salt, pepper, and Spinderella?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
So, racial stats for Tabaxi. That's in like +2.
It's +2 Constitution +1 Wisdom.
No, that's
Tabaxi.
Tabaxi is like +2 Dexterity and +1 Charisma or something.
Let's see. It is.
Yeah, I was like, I guess I could look it up.
It is. I don't need this stuff. I want your stats.
Hellish rebuke. What is that?
It rebukes people.
In the name of hell.
I think it's if they hit you, you do damage to them or something like that.
I wonder if it depends on where they're from.
You know, spells like this are why me and my friends don't play this in college.
Why?
We went to a private Baptist college. So, you know.
Oh, that's right. You told me about that. All right, they get a +2 to their dexterity and a +1 to their charisma score.
Okay.
So, and you're playing a fighter, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And you're going to be black in color
Uh-huh.
in the snow. Just throwing it out there. I mean, I'm not going to tell you what to do.
Well, I fucked up. I guess I should be an all white then.
Be a snow leopard.
I mean, I want to be a snow leopard, but for cosplay purposes, for dressing up purposes, I'm gonna have to create a full fucking snow leopard outfit.
I mean, I don't think it's something that you wouldn't be up for the challenge. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah. I don't even have any snow leopard ears or anything. I'm just gonna have to buy some snow leopard fur and just make some shit. All right. I guess I Whoop. It is a personal problem that I'm gonna deal with. I guess I'll be a snow leopard then.
Hey, you can be if you want to be a Black Panther in the winter with snow everywhere. You go right ahead, but you're gonna have disadvantage on every single hiding check ever. I mean, like, yeah, disadvantage on that roll. Yeah, you gotta be rolling twice. You take the lowest.
Oh.
Well, they found the Black Panther, everyone.
Not surprised.
Yes. I need a pair of those.
Oh, Witch Bolt is going on the list just because it sounds.
Just because it sounds cool. Well, hey, how many level 1 spells do you get?
Well, I get 2 automatically from my pact, and then I pick 2.
Dang, man.
And he doesn't get a lot of spells.
I literally can cast 1 a day.
But you can get the way that they're cleverly made. You take rests. You can cast more spells. So can I see the book real quick? That's the main book.
Oh yeah.
Let me just see it. I just want to check something.
I need to pick a background. Did you say that there were backgrounds that actually put us? You have
any of the books, any of the backgrounds that you take from the book. I'll just look at the list for Icewind Dale and say, these are other. You could take. Got it. Make it feel like it's for there.
Because I definitely want my character to be from that area.
So keep that
since everyone else is probably not from the area.
So for these, we just put our
modifier. Yeah, plus your proficiency bonus if you're proficient.
Right. So
I'm stronger than you.
You want
by exactly 1 point.
You
yeah. You're right.
Oh yeah, no, she's not.
The good news is that I can lift. I think it's you lift.
Okay.
They can lift 5 times
because they have power.
All right. So here's the key for warlocks. You regain all expended spell slots when you finish a short or long rest.
Oh, so
a short rest is an hour long. If you can convince the group, like, listen, I just need to take a short rest.
Just chill for an hour.
Just chill for an hour, so I can get all my stuff. So, which is gonna be really nice later on when you have because you have to realize everybody else is gonna have this huge load of spells.
Yeah.
That short rest is going to benefit you. It's because it just all your powers get revamped. That short rest. Yeah. It's basically you talking to your divine or dark.
Nobody
can
make this is going to be.
All right. Sit back.
How'd you get this phone already?
What?
What?
How did you get?
She has her own phone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She's on her own phone. It's not like we sent her a phone.
Drew it, but yeah.
Did you
know the face right like 7. I want to make sure it's intelligence scan.
Intelligence wisdom.
Yep. Awesome. 7. Am I missing the class features? No, there's just proficiencies.
All right, so yeah, so
A taco. And put it.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna
So,
invest spell
what-
cards.
What is my proficiency bonus?
your proficiency bonus, I believe, is going to
Probably
be
plus
Probably two. That seems to be what
it's
it is at this level.
2.
Plus
Yeah.
fighter. It's fighter, right?
Yeah.
I think it's 2. I think it's the first 5 levels. It's 2,
Yeah.
and at 5th level or something like that, or 6th level goes up to 3.
Okay. Hit points at first level says 10 plus your Constitution modifier.
Yeah, that's correct. So when we figure out what your well, we got to figure out what your stats are.
Okay, so 15 for strength,
Efficiency bonus is 2. Yeah.
15 in strength. Okay.
14 in dexterity,
So
which
you
is
put
a
the 14 in there, which is going to adjust it to then 16.
no. This was after I adjusted it.
Oh, this is after the adjustment. Okay.
Yeah. So Constitution is 13. So is that a +1 bonus?
Yeah, you got a +1 in. No, you got a +1 in charisma.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. That's you said the 13 in there.
Yeah.
So that's a +1. Yeah.
Yeah.
So your starting hit points will be 11.
Okay. So hit points 11. Woo! I'm squishy. Okay.
Your strength is 15. Your dexterity is 14.
Yeah.
Your constitution is 13. Your intelligence is what?
14.
Dexterity.
Okay.
Dexterity. I assume.
Wisdom is a
Your-
10.
So I'm actually not sure.
Charisma is a 9.
Charisma's a 9. Okay. More of a balanced out stat array. Like it.
Mm. Okay. I don't know. When I look at the hit points thing, it says hit dice is 1d10 per fighter level. I don't know what that means.
Yeah. So basically, you guys get hit dice essentially, and what that can when you guys take a short rest or a long rest, you can essentially spend those dice and heal yourself, which is nice. You just couldn't do that in any other position. Basically, it gives you guys another set of ability to heal yourselves. So, for example, if you're a 5th level fighter, you're going to have 5d10 that you can split up among different rests, short rests.
Okay.
Heal yourself. So you could be like, this rest, I'm going to spend 1d10 of my 5d10 hit dice to get back the couple that I lost in that last battle.
Okay.
Or you could have taken a grievous wound and you're like, oh man, I need a short rest. And you take it and you're like, I'm going to spend all 4 of the ones I have left of my d10s.
Okay.
So, and everybody has what their base is. I think like rogues are like a D8 or something like that, or a D6. Warlocker, I think you're a D6.
Hit die?
Yeah, I think your hit dice are D6.
Hit die is D8.
Oh, D8. Okay, so you're D8. He's probably a D8 with a druid.
Okay. So it says my saving throws are strength and constitution. So in those boxes, I would put the plus number.
Yeah, you would add your proficiency bonus.
Okay, and is my proficiency bonus a 2?
Yes, it is a 2.
Okay.
Everyone's a 2 at first
So
level.
my strength would be 4, and my constitution would be 3.
For the saving throws, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then choose 2 skills from acrobatics, animal handling, athletics, history, insight, intimidation, perception, and survival. So I'm already proficient in perception and stealth because of being a tabaxi.
Okay, so those are automatic, so you don't have to spend anything on them.
So I picked 2 other ones.
From the list, yeah.
Go.
You might get. Do you get some from the? Well, that is the class. You get the class, and then you get the racial ones. Noel, you alright? You don't look tired. Does she look tired to you? You look really squinty and very tired. Now you look like a librarian.
This one's definitely not tired.
No.
Yeah.
Not tired. You furry ones only like to go to the bathroom at night when everyone's sleeping. During the day, they don't need to go to the bathroom apparently ever. But at night, it's time to bark and go outside.
What did I throw those away? Yeah, I did. I bet I wrote down all this shit at the top of my paper.
Jump, jump, jump.
Yeah,
Jump, jump.
Okay, maybe I didn't.
Spell cards are very convenient. They also have apps too that do the same thing.
Okay.
Probably do. Let's see if they have an app for that.
How do I determine what my initiative is?
It's going to be your dex mod unless you take a feat that allows you to have more, or unless you have some sort of Stella. Be careful.
Okay.
Come here, baby. You all right?
So, it says to pick a fighting style, and I wanted to pick 2 weapon fighting.
Okay.
Because I have 2 short swords. Well, so this was like what I was originally doing. I had 2 short swords that I like wear on my back, so I can pull them out and fight with 2 swords.
Okay. Can't you use claws too?
I do have claws.
Yeah, so that's nice.
And that's a 1d4 plus strength.
Which is nice because if you ever lose your blade, you'll always have your claws to back you up. So that's good. Yeah, 2 short swords is fine. If you want to go that route, that's good.
Okay. How many weapons can I choose right now? Do I just get the 2 short swords? Because originally I had the 2 short swords and a longbow.
Let's see. Your starting equipment. Yeah, that's fine. I'm totally fine if you guys have a couple. If you have a couple extra things you want to start with, it's fine. You're up north. It doesn't make sense for you to come up here unprepared, or even to live up here unprepared, even if you're from the area. Stella, please don't do that because last time you fell. Yeah, last time you bumped your elbow, and then you were like, "Oh, my elbow."
The PDF one here and this is just can't go with the starting equipment. I know it's leather armor.
Okay.
No, that's not yours. That's his.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, so it says the fighter first level plus 2 proficiency bonus, and then it says features fighting style and second wind. So I just picked those out. So my fighting style is the 2 weapon fighting. So when you engage in 2 weapon fighting, you can add your ability modifier to the damage of the second attack. I don't really know what that means.
Hold on, I'm looking at it right now. What page is it on?
I'm on the website.
But it's under fighter, right?
Yeah, it's under the fighter page, yeah. And then it's under fighting style.
Go in there right now. Give me a second.
Yeah, no worries. Also, Cage, I know
You
you
guys
said
are
that you're in
hogging
the
the book,
chat
so-
if we have any questions. So, Cage, if I say anything that you catch before we can get to it and you have the answer, don't hesitate to pop that in there. I appreciate it.
I blame Amazon for their 8-day Amazon Prime delivery. I ordered the book last week. It's still not here.
Hey, we ordered a tablecloth for this thing, so it didn't get messed up during gaming and stuff like that. And guess what? It's supposed to be here today.
It's still not here.
It's not.
Yeah, I'm gonna order. I think I'm just gonna order the monster manual tonight so that I don't have to wait.
So you're doing 2 weapon fighting, or are you doing dueling?
Oh wait, what's the difference?
So 2 weapon fighting, 2 weapon fighting when you engage in 2 weapon fighting. Okay, I get it. Okay, so dueling is dueling. I was thinking of something else.
Yeah, and I also had that written down on my sheet. I don't know why.
When you engage in 2 weapon fighting, you can add your ability modifier to the damage of your second attack.
Dissonant whispers.
So normally, how it goes for 2-weapon fighting, your offhand weapon doesn't normally allow you to add your strength modifier to it.
Okay.
But because your fighting style is 2-weapon fighting, you can now add your strength to both your attacks.
Okay. And then it says I get second win, which is I can use a bonus action to regain hit points equal to 1d10 plus my fighter level.
Yeah. It's like a quick heal, but it only requires a bonus action, which I know you guys are used to the action economy that was in
Pathfinder.
Very silly. Yeah.
Okay. So.
What's that? No, she's fine. I'm trying to get her to lower her volume.
Okay.
So there's a different action economy in Dungeons and Dragons 5e than there was in Pathfinder, but it's for the most part it's going to be very similar. It's just that you guys have a move action, you get a action. You could you get an action, a move action, a bonus action, a reaction, and then an interaction. An interaction is generally almost like a free action for the most part. It's like if there's a switch on the wall and you flip the switch.
Okay.
Like that would be an interaction. It doesn't really cost you an action to do it.
Okay.
An action was going to be like, for example, because yours is going to be an attack action. So when you take an attack action, you're going to, because you're wielding 2 weapons and you have 2-weapon fighting, your attack action is going to have 2 attacks in it.
Right.
Well, for the most part, everybody else is going to have 1. Now, I know like in Pathfinder 2e, you guys were able to kind of like say, I'm going to take 3 of my 3 actions and make all 3 of them attacks. But the first one's got no negative, the second one's got a negative, and the third one's got a big negative.
Right.
But in the end, you're going to find that the lack of negatives in this is going to make the action economy work out the same. You're going to be doing the same amount of damage, if not more, in this system. Because they allow you guys to increase the damage exponentially as you raise in levels. You're like, I'm a fighter, and now instead of doing 1d6 with my sword, I'm doing 2d6 or 3d6 with each strike.
Okay.
So that's how they kind of like, and it actually makes combat go slightly faster because you don't have to be like everyone's doing like 14 different attacks. Yeah, and then you guys, there's certain classes that, like for example, rogues have the ability to change a bonus action and turn it into a move action. So they can go and attack, they can move, and if they wanted to, they can go move again, which is nice. But we'll get more into that when we get into combat as far as action. It's pretty. Once you guys get the hang of it after a couple combats, you'll be like, oh, this is simple. It's a real simple system. And I think it actually you'll actually find it for the most part. I think you guys will like the system for combat. It's really fast paced.
The slot system is going to take a little bit of getting used to.
The slot
Yeah.
system. For
what spells?
So it's just interesting. At no point will I ever have spell slots above 5th level, but I reach a point where I can cast 6th level and beyond spells as part of a different ability once per day.
So
and all of my slots,
so
like when I get
warlocks are like a pseudo caster. They're not a full on caster. Like you're not like a wizard. You're more durable than a wizard. You have like more combat abilities than a wizard would have. You're not quite like an Eldritch Knight. If y'all wanted to play like a fighter and decided I'm going to play an Eldritch Knight, you could do that, and you could have some spell casting.
Well, what's cool is like as I get higher level, like as soon as I can cast spells, like second slot level spells, you literally cast them as a higher level spell.
Like Molly, you can eventually do that. Like when you get to choose your martial archetype, you could say, I want to be an Eldritch Knight, and you'll be able to cast spells if you wanted to do that. Go that route.
Okay.
I'm not saying you. I mean, there's two other choices for you. You can also do Champion, and you could do Battle Master.
I think the last time I was gonna go with Battle Master.
Okay.
Whenever we get
But I also
there.
don't prepare spells.
Yes, you don't.
That's cool.
It is. I have played several Warlocks in 5th edition, and every time I'm satisfied with it. It's just a little.
It looks good. It's just different than what I'm used to.
It's very different than other. Did you see the play test they just came out with for Pathfinder 2? The Gunslinger. And,
they added the Gunslinger?
And the Inventor. Just the Artificer.
Oh, the Artificer. Yeah. Gunslinger was one of my favorite.
Yeah, and everyone was like on the group chats on Facebook and on Reddit and stuff like that. They were blowing up about the Gunslinger being ridiculous. I'm like, you have the monk. You can't say a gunslinger is ridiculous when you have when the monk can literally run faster than a cheetah and then walk on the clouds.
Yeah, first edition monk, like your base speed got so ridiculous. I was like, I don't even understand.
So there's this.
You can free fall any if you are next to a wall or object, you can fall any distance and not hurt yourself. There's
like a second or third level feat for the gunslinger, which again, it's all testing.
Yeah.
Where they can shoot behind themselves while jumping, and it gives them a 10-foot boost to their jump. And everyone's like, the physics don't work for that. They don't understand how guns work. And I'm like, y'all are missing the whole point.
It's a fantasy game.
Yeah. It's supposed to be fun. I'm like, you literally have wizards shooting fireballs. I don't want to hear it.
I would use that every time.
If they want to use their jetpack guns, then
go gadget rocket gun every time.
People get so upset about stuff. I'm like, it's supposed to be for fun.
Every month.
I like a lot of the class decisions.
All right.
Because at first I was like, why did they put Investigator out so soon? The Investigator is really good. I was like, oh, okay, no, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. It's cool that they added it in so early. I'm basically done. I just have to get like armor and weapons,
which is under your class.
Yeah.
Right.
I think my sheet's done also, but I just sent a picture of it so that you guys can double check me. Hopefully I did it all right.
All right, so
hit points from your
for your stats, or not your stats, your skills.
Mm-hmm.
So the skills are, for the most part, unless it says otherwise. I think there's only a few skills that you can't use untrained. But anyways, on the ones that you are proficient in, where you put the 2 in there.
Uh-huh.
So just remember that you're also adding your proficiency bonus to the ones you're proficient. So like, for example, athletics, you have 2 in there. It actually should be 4.
Okay, yeah, I did not do that. That's where I fucked up.
Yeah, okay. And intimidation should be
2.
I think it's actually going to be 1, because I think a charisma of 8 or 9 is -1.
It is.
Oh, yeah. Fuck. Okay, Jake. Well, what else? Okay.
Perception will be 2 because you're proficient in it.
Okay, and then stealth should be 4.
Armor class 13.
That was for leather armor plus dexterity.
Gotcha. Add your proficiency bonus to your armor.
What's that? I don't think so. I think it's just a.
But it tells you that you're proficient in it, so I assume
you do.
Oh, do we? Oh, we might have more armor class than we thought.
think you add your I'm gonna double check on that.
I'm looking at the background, so I forgot you had to make a warlock folk hero.
Oh, because if so, then my armor class goes up because it
Your armor
says
class would be like 15.
yeah, it would be yeah, because I'm proficient in all armor.
And some milk. I make
She's doubling up on the milk.
You're having milk and you're having ice cream? That's crazy talk.
And I guess the only other thing, making sure that I wrote down the attack bonus the right way. I don't even know what that's for, but that's just what I originally had. It's probably not right.
Your attack bonus is going to be your proficiency modifier plus your strength modifier.
Cool.
Ooh,
Got it.
be ugly. Well, I'm not going to hit anything with a weapon, so it doesn't matter.
How'd you do?
Your dice 1d8 per druid death.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the sage background.
I'm trying to. I don't know. I'm not sure if you gain the proficiency bonus to your armor class. That is something that it's not necessarily. It's not saying definitively that it does that. I don't remember if we did that before.
I say we should.
Yeah. If you say you should, then I should do that to all the monsters too, right?
I'm just gonna Google you.
I mean, only if they're proficient.
Obviously. Only
Yeah,
if they're
they might be
proficient.
wearing armor that they're not proficient in.
Yeah, but it says here in the rules, it says if you're not proficient with armor, it says that it says anyone can put on a suit of armor or strap on a shield on their arm. Only those proficient in armor use know how to wear it effectively, however. Your class gives you proficiency with certain types of armor. If you wear armor that you lack proficiency with, you have disadvantage on any ability check, saving throw, or attack roll that involves strength or dexterity, and you can't cast spells.
So proficiency only allows you to wear armor without those negatives.
Okay, so we don't add that proficiency bonus because technically what we're doing is you just can wear any armor without any penalty.
Yeah, this person is like it's mechanically identical to 3.5 armor proficiency.
Okay.
Where you can just wear it without negatives. That's all it does.
Got it.
Yeah, because then you guys could get your armor class could get really jacked.
Nasty.
You're like, yeah, I'm wearing full plate.
I saw barbarians have a cool unarmored defense thing that they can use.
Yeah.
Max out your constitution and your dex.
Yeah, they have that, and then the monk can add your wisdom. And dexterity.
That was always the thing with monks. Man, we used to roll stats before we picked characters back when we played 3.5. And if I rolled high, I made a monk every time. Just because you about to.
Because you're min-maxing and you're boring.
Everybody.
And you're boring.
It is what it is. I'm trying to get good.
Should I be lame and go with the hermit?
I almost went with the hermit because I'm like a follower of a creepy like eldritch being, but I'm gonna go with sage.
I can tell you right now, Molly is not a min-maxer. You see your stats?
I wasn't paying attention.
Well,
good for you, Molly.
Good for you for not min-maxing.
Associated with the background, so.
No.
So what he's saying is he would be min-maxing if the background actually.
Well, no, but none of the other ones make sense. Like,
which one are you looking at?
He's going hermit.
I'm thinking hermit because a lot of the other ones don't make sense. Like entertainer.
How does the sage make more important than ice cream?
I don't think the entertainer is the druid role.
Yeah.
Criminal.
You could be a criminal.
See, sage actually might make sense for your race.
Because if you did criminal, you could be like a guy who you saw some people mistreating like farm animals, so you were like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go in there and beat them up," and you got arrested.
You got arrested
because some druids are pretty violent.
They sent you to Luskin, and then you escaped from Luskin, and you're like, "No one knows me up north."
No one will be looking for an elephant man.
When I was reading up on all the druid possibilities, it was actually really cool until I saw a thing that basically I read up on it like, yeah, basically this class sucks because the skills don't really match up, but it's basically like a necrotic druid who raises dead and infects things with spores.
It's like an opposite druid.
You
just put ice cream on
No, she just kissed you.
A gladiator is
I played a
entertainer?
where you're basically just a druid, but
just kiss
you just hate civilization. So like you're just going.
There's certain people in life that kiss everybody. You're not.
Don't judge me.
You're not that person.
Yes, I am. Don't judge me.
Not you.
Oh.
My daughter.
Yeah, don't become like me, because then your voice will sound like this. I locked lips with like 10 people this weekend. It was terrible.
That sounds awful.
It was amazing, and now I sound like shit. That's also why I was like...
So that's why you were worried about COVID. You said no masks. Like, I thought you were all just talking. But no, it's no mask, and they were all kissing.
Only me. Only I did. She didn't. She was good. I was terrible. I got really fucking drunk. I got 3 different kisses on New Year's Eve. I kissed like 5 or 6 people at Bear Ball. And then I got like I even had one of the other dancers pay my girlfriend just so she could give me a peck on the lips.
Yeah, you got COVID.
you got the vid.
Well, don't worry. We're social distancing right now, so it's okay. So I forgot to pick my background.
Okay, that's fine, because that's what they're doing right now.
So what are my other options?
All right, so you wanted me to read the Sage?
Yeah, I'm taking the Sage.
Okay, so Sage is, you came to Icewind Dale in search of ruins and artifacts left behind by the giants who ruled the ancient empire of Ostoria. Ostoria. To find even one Ostorian relic would fulfill a lifelong dream and make your rivals back home green with envy.
Okay.
The Ostorian Empire.
See, we can't both be sages. We'll be fighting over the relic.
I will Eldritch blast you to oblivion, sir.
Okay, so I was thinking either, just from the sounds of it, mercenary veteran or urban bounty hunter.
Urban bounty hunter. There's no urban area in.
Yeah, we're in the 10 towns. It's not very urban up here.
Okay.
I don't even have those as backgrounds here.
Those are variants of the mercenary.
Oh, those are variants?
Yeah, those are variants for the mercenary. Like
Oh, it doesn't? Well, this one doesn't. I mean, it might be, but it doesn't say.
Or variants of the soldier, maybe they
I think it's variants of the soldier.
Yeah, it was, the source is Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're in the Sword Coast Guide, yeah. Well, I mean, we're technically...
Yeah, I mean, if you really want to take...
In the Sword Coast area.
If you really want, if you want to take one of these more... You can take one of the basic ones. When I say the basic, I'd say the core ones in the main rulebook, and then I can give you the Icewind Dale equivalent.
None of them really sound... Okay, so an acolyte is somebody that's like godlike, right?
Well, you worked for a church. That doesn't necessarily mean you're pious.
I mean, was it Satan's church? Because if not, no. So that one just doesn't sound like my... Okay, I'm chaotic evil, and I'm a fighter type.
Wait, you're chaotic evil?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna... We're gonna... Let's back up on that one.
I mean, I guess I could be like semi-chaotic neutral, but I want to go the evil route.
Let's all back up on evil right now. There is no reason why you would help these people in the north. Which basically makes this entire adventure package completely worthless.
Oh, god damn it.
And good.
Fine.
Not a good combination. You want to be chaotic neutral? That's fine.
Fine.
Chaotic annoying, but that's okay too.
I'll become evil later.
Do whatever you wanted to do at any given moment. It's like
What
character was totally chaotic neutral.
That's what I always play. I wanted a fucking evil character for once.
Well, chaotic evil is like hard to play because that would imply that you would just literally murder anyone who like looked in your general direction on a Tuesday.
Okay, so I would have to be like what, lawful evil?
So I find that most evil characters, like when most people think of an evil character, I feel like neutral evil is like what you really would consider like a bad guy.
No, I'm so as the DM, I'm putting my foot down. No ease.
No ease at all.
No ease at all.
No evil. All right, that's fine. Well, okay, so they said that Tabaxi are typically chaotic and not normally evil, so I'll just chaotic neutral is fine.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm just gonna be neutral.
You're gonna be a neutral.
Just the big.
They're usually like the Loxodon are always like lawful neutral.
You know what? I'm going to be chaotic good. I'm gonna make it work. I follow Cthulhu just for power. I don't actually care that he's a big evil entity in space. I'm gonna use his power to help people until I go crazy.
What's the hermit background?
Hermit. Yeah, I'm sorry to dash anyone's hopes about being an evil character.
I hadn't even really.
It's fine. I'll save it for another campaign.
If I was just making a campaign and writing one up, and y'all had said we want to play evil characters, I would literally make an evil campaign because they work completely different. So.
That's fine. I'll save it for another campaign.
All right, what was it? You said hermit. Hermit. All right. You never felt at ease in civilized society. There is no place farther from the trappings of civilization than Icewind Dale. This is a land without pretense, and the people of the 10 towns pay you little mind. To them, you're just another silly old fool.
Perfect. We're going with hermit.
Yeah, that's that weird.
Not just a silly old
weird elephant guy.
He's a silly old fool with a trunk.
I feel like I have too many weapons. I'm gonna have a spear.
So is having a criminal background also a bad idea?
No, I think they have criminal on here.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it says so for this one, for Icewind Dale, it says you are wanted for crimes in the city of Luskin and Mirabar, but no one will think to look for you in the 10 towns, the cold heart of Icewind Dale. Thankfully, no one in 10 towns cares who you are and what you've done.
Do you have proficiency bonus to attacks?
Yes.
Okay, so
we're going with hermit.
So if you did criminal, you could say whatever the crime is. I mean, maybe you did murder somebody or whatever, or maybe you stole a bunch of stuff, or
I don't want to have to reload this whole thing.
I just don't want to be an entertainer again. I feel like that's what I always pick, but none of these other ones are like resonating with me.
Criminal's good. Urchin might be good.
What is there something called Far Traveler? Because I see that one.
Don't see Far Traveler on.
That's
they have Outlander on here.
Okay, I see Outlander. I also kind of peeped at that. Well, I saw that was a thing. You grew up in the wilds, far from civilization, comforts of town and technology, witnessed migration of hurt. Yeah, I guess Outlander would probably be good. That way I'm not like...
You want me to read the Icewind Dale equivalent?
Sure.
It says, Outlander, you are a child of the icy wilderness, born and raised in one of the tribes of the north. Imagine after following herds of migrating reindeer your whole life, getting a taste of life in the 10 towns. You want to see what getting a taste of life in the 10 towns is like.
Okay, yeah, I like that one. I like that one.
And it makes sense with the whole like snow leopard kind of. You could definitely be from a tribe of Tabaxi that are from the north.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I like that one. So it says my skill proficiencies would be athletics and survival.
I want such a simple.
So I add that, right?
So you have athletics already. So that means you could choose another one from the list of fighter proficiencies because.
Okay.
So you can choose another skill that you have access to. And then you can also get survival.
Okay, I feel like acrobatics was one of them, but I'll have to scroll back to find it.
Okay.
Tool proficiency says one type of musical instrument. That's odd. What does that mean?
So maybe you play like a flute or some sort of like a drum or something like that. Something that you could play in the wilderness.
Like drum would be a tabaxi instrument. They could use it for.
Yeah, drum, like even a, like I said, like a pan flute or something like that.
That's what I was thinking.
I could choose a new skill.
You could have
maybe even like something that you can create like bird calls with or whatever. I don't know.
Okay. And it says I get a language of my choice.
Yeah, so you'll have you're already proficient in common, and you're going to be proficient in whatever tabaxi is.
Survival, religion.
Stella, please don't rip that apart. You just made it. Yeah, you're ripping it apart. Her snowman thing.
Oh, there's another.
Okay. For equipment, it says a staff, a hunting trap, a trophy from an animal you killed, a set of traveler's clothes, and a belt pouch containing 10 GP. So do I just like get all of that?
Yeah, you get all of that, and then you guys will get.
That's what I've done. What are we doing?
You're all going to start with a free set of cold weather clothing, in addition to your starting equipment.
Okay, so even if it's untrained, it's still
It doesn't look like you can't. Okay. I'm not seeing any rules like you can roll acrobatics and you just won't get you don't get proficiency.
Okay.
So it'll probably fall.
Some medicine.
So you guys can all write, like I told her, y'all can write down. You get a set of cold weather clothing for free. If you're doing bulk or whatever, it's basically weighs 5 pounds because it's all going to be like thick furs and stuff like that.
Just gonna wear it over
However you describe it, it's up to your character, and it's up to you. Basically, cold weather clothing. This outfit consists of a heavy fur coat or cloak over layers of wool clothing, as well as a fur-lined hat or hood, goggles, and fur-lined leather boots and gloves.
Yeah, so I'm just wearing like basic furs, got a heavy cloak.
So as long as your cold weather gear stays dry, you automatically succeed on extreme cold checks, because basically this environment, the whole time you're out here, if you guys lose your clothes or something, basically just freeze to death.
Die.
I'm just gonna turn into a
very
polar bear.
quickly.
turn into a polar
Yeah,
bear.
if you can turn into an animal that it is actually made for cold weather, then you're fine.
So the other thing that I was reading in the book, as far as like what they can shape shift into, is that it either has to be something that your character has experienced. So like they're like, well, if the GM, if you're, you can't turn into a stegosaurus if there are no dinosaurs in your campaign, kind of thing. So I'd assume he'd seen most of the things that would be in the Arctic or wherever he originated from.
Well, I think it would be. It's up to you, but I think it would be more fun to roll.
Yeah.
I mean, if you just came up, you just got up here, or have you been up here for a long time, or that's up to you.
Well, I was thinking maybe having just come up there, like wherever the.
If you're a hermit and you've just been traveling with different groups, like caravans, and you just finally get up here, and you're like.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like
you could have picked up some animals on the way there, though, for sure.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Just like basic animals in general, like your basic,
like a white-tailed deer. You could be like,
yeah, like the basic stuff is like like a bear, or if you're a druid that's coming from woods somewhere, you've probably seen a bear before in your life.
If your character is traveling from the Shar all the way to Icewind Dale, you've seen a bear.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I was like sticking to basic
You've
stuff.
seen a bear. You've seen a wolf.
Yeah.
Right. You've probably seen a fox. You've probably seen rabbits and stuff like that. Maybe not like a snow hare.
Right.
And maybe not a polar bear. But,
unless we run into some.
But you could find yourself.
But you could probably find one up here without a problem.
I think
I want to be able to turn into a spider so we can sneak in places and see stuff. Yeah, we're gonna be stealthy.
Turns into a spider and freezes in the air. Falls to the ground and its legs just curl together.
We may go into some caves or some taverns where we need to spy on people. Okay.
Turn into a snake. Just die immediately.
So, what weapon? Do you have any weapons? Are you using
I
weapons?
have 2 daggers, a spear, and a light crossbow.
I just have a spear, a wooden shield, and leather armor.
Oh, I have leather
You're
armor.
playing. You're a tiefling.
No, I'm a human.
You're a human.
Yeah.
Human warlock. All right.
Everyone else is creepy and
And
weird.
you're a sage, right?
And I am a sage from Candlekeep.
Sage from Candlekeep.
We said attack bonus is just our proficiency, right?
We'll make it real easy. All your characters are going to know each other at this point.
Fantastic.
Just figure out how you know each other.
I found the hermit to ask me if he'd seen any ruins in the wilds lately. Mr. Hermit.
Have you been just telling him random lies? Or you're just like, nah.
Her character's like a warrior type person.
Yeah. But she's from one of the local tribes.
She's
She's
also
from
a thief.
around here.
Well, we don't know that.
Well, I'm just saying.
I may have
He may have stolen a relic from this guy.
I contracted her character to accompany me in the wilds. I don't want to fight anything. I don't want to like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do the.
Is that something like Molly? Is that something your character might have done? Maybe like if he had say, "Hey, I need somebody to help me, protect me when I'm walking around the 10 towns." Would you take?
Yeah.
Would you take that job?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll say that you guys started out as just like an employer-employee relationship for like 2 weeks, and then you just kind of like after all, you're just like, this guy's kind of interesting. Realize wandering around. So we'll say that maybe you guys, it's not so much about money right now. It's just about companionship, like friendship or whatever. But you guys eventually picked up this really, really weird elephant dude who looks so out of place because he is.
Because he's an elephant.
Because he's an elephant.
I think it's creepy that they have fingers.
There's no chance in there.
Oh, he has fingers? He doesn't
Well,
have
yeah.
this, like...
You would like pachyderm paws like that. They have like hands.
That would pack one hell of a punch.
I think just like a whack you with this.
He can't hold anything.
He's got
He has to use his trunk for everything.
Oh my god.
Oh, we get an extra 5 GP for being a hermit.
I got 10 GP for being a sage.
There's also a bard that you guys all know, but he's apparently drunk.
Well, you also get some from your class, depending on what it comes with.
Oh, I didn't actually.
I mean, you're right. Yeah, class. Because like mine comes with an explorer's pack, and the explorer's pack has 10 gold. Whatever your starting race, whatever your class comes with, they come with whatever equipment.
Oh, okay.
And some of the equipment is like listed as a bag, and then when you look at the bag, it has an X amount of gold.
Okay.
Like I got the pack, but I didn't actually see.
So I'm gonna give you each an extra 25 starting gold. Except James, you're gonna start with 20 gold.
Because I paid some gold.
And Molly's gonna start with 30 gold. Because you paid her 5 gold.
So should we ignore the gold that's
Cool.
in the pack, or we're just gonna call that the starting amount?
Yeah, the starting amount's gonna be 25. That way you guys can actually buy something.
10 minutes. I'll give you 10 more minutes.
I don't know if there's any additional starting equipment in here that you guys would.
Good news is the hermit comes with a winter blanket, guys.
You can buy crampons also and snowshoes.
Tampons?
No,
Crampons.
Crampons, not tampons.
But you could probably buy some
I'm like, wait, what are those?
if they're necessary.
Snowshoes are interesting. The common mode of travel around here is snowshoe walking places.
Yeah.
Dog sleds.
How much are snowshoes?
I'm not turning into a dog to
Snowshoes?
haul you guys around, just so you know.
You need more than just one dog.
Right. How much
Well-
for a team of dogs and a dog sled?
You can turn into an elephant, just so you know. You can probably haul a sled.
So
That sounds
a
like
dog
something.
sled costs 20 gold.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
There goes all your money.
It
I was-
weighs 300 pounds and has room on the back for one driver. A
Weighs-
dog sled or
weighs
a
less than me.
sled dog costs 50 gold and can pull 360 pounds. So you're gonna need
Two.
You're gonna need At least 2 dogs
Yeah.
to pull you. Unless you are a gnome.
No, he can just walk.
Why does the sled weigh so? Like, what is it made of?
The other thing that's common up north is axe beaks. Are you guys familiar with axe beaks?
Yeah, they're terrifying.
It's a big, but in this case, the northern version, it's a big white bird with a big axe. Like
Yeah, it's basically an ostrich with an axe on its head.
Yeah, and they're much larger. They're kind of like the equivalent of, if you guys remember from Star Wars Tauntauns, just a bird version of that. They run on 2 legs. They got big flat feet. They let them run on top of the snow.
How much is an axe beak?
Um,
Save up and get me one
oh,
of those.
they're actually not bad. They're domesticated and it can be purchased for 50 gold.
I'm gonna save up money and get me an axe beak. For now, I have some shoes, I guess.
I want to throw a temper tantrum.
Well, she has to take a bath.
I like
forgot about,
baths.
who wants to do that?
That is literally my favorite part of the day is a shower in the morning. It's like waking up and just standing in the hot water. It's literally my favorite part of the day.
Yeah, no. Nelson Hargraves is ready for some
She's more upset because she can't be out here for the excitement. There's not really much exciting going on.
So at this level, for the prepared
Not yet.
spells, because I've read a lot of things about spells. I don't 100% understand all of them. We only have 2 spells at level 1. We can have 2 prepared spells. So essentially,
well, that's you. Yeah.
Okay, but essentially those 2 spells are always.
You can propel the same. You can prepare the same spell twice.
Okay.
Because you have to prepare at the beginning.
He doesn't have spells.
I have slots, so like I only know X number of spells, and then I can cast any one of them as long as I have slots. But I only have 1 slot. So.
Right.
Oh, baby girl, you're fine.
Wait, you only know 2 spells? That seems weird. Oh, you're a druid. I keep thinking you're like a cleric, but you're a druid.
No, he has spell slots.
Yeah.
Like a wizard or anything like that.
Yeah.
He can only cast 2 per day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what that means, I mean, he has 2 cantrips too.
Yeah.
Which obviously that's good.
That's why I took 2 healing spells and took damage for cantrips.
Oh, I'm gonna just be out here.
But as far as the spells known, you have all of the druid first level spells.
Yeah.
You know all of them.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
So he can go through the list and be like, I'm going to cast Entangle, and what was the other one that was really good? It was Entangle. Shit, it's been a while since
With our party, it's going to be probably a heal.
With you guys, it's going to be...
Yeah, no, some of us listen when we're told that there's spiders in the room.
That says the woman who ran into 4 skeletons last week. And almost got smashed.
So, like, Entangle's good. Goodberry is actually a really decent spell.
Yeah, I was going through one. I'm going to do the...
Long Strider's good if you want to move a little bit faster in combat. Thunder Wave's kind of good.
That was one
first level spell.
I was curious. When it says any creature within the area, that also includes us, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have to read the specifics because it'll say, like, target creatures... That's different. If you can target particular creatures.
Yeah, it's like like Thunder one reads like in a cube-shaped area of X amount of 10 feet. I think.
So like, yeah, you can cure wounds if you want to do that. You could prepare cure wounds.
Yeah.
But I mean, for the most part, I mean, things that are going to be useful right now. Speak with animals.
Because I'm an animal. I'm just kidding.
Fairy fire is useful. I mean, your character doesn't have dark vision, right?
No.
I have dark vision.
You do because you picked, an awesome race.
Yeah, I know, right?
They picked dumb ones, whatever.
That's it. We're all about.
I picked human because everyone else was weird, man. We got like a cat person, elephant person, a goat person because they picked a satyr, right?
Yeah.
That's true.
I can turn into a Tabaxi if you want. Okay?
I should have just picked a centaur.
You should have.
You can turn into an animal that can see in the dark.
Yeah, exactly. You can turn into whatever. They turn into elementals at level 6 or 10 or whatever.
It's just funny.
Like, what? Time to turn into an elemental?
Time to turn into a being of pure fire.
Yes.
very sad about stuff.
Oh my Lanta. I can hear it. Like it's pretty loud.
She's like at least
Away.
30 feet away from you behind a closed door.
And I can still hear her.
Yeah. So you're gonna have to also pick your druid circle when you get up to
it's gonna be wild. What is it? Oh wait, not wild. Moon druid. Moon
circle
druid.
of the moon.
Circle of the moon will be the direction I'm going.
Yeah, that's so he can do
shape shifting
stuff.
3.5 had a really.
They said moon because they want to make it like a
werewolf
kind of motif. Like a little
I don't actually.
I just put it over there.
Yeah, 3.5 had a really cool druid variant where you got wild shape at level 1, but you didn't get any you didn't get animal companion. And your spell list was like reduced by half.
Do you get an animal companion eventually, or?
I think I was just saying. I think
moon.
some of them.
Not under moon.
Yeah,
right?
Not under moon. I didn't see it under.
Okay.
Like I said, I really when I heard about the spore druid, I was like, this is really cool, and I was like, but all their abilities suck. What cool concept, terrible execution. And they were saying that.
So everyone's satisfied with your character creation. You're okay.
All set. I found a nice app for spells.
Molly, you good with yours?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm just double checking it right now.
D&D spell 5e.
Oh,
it's got all the spells in it, and then you can literally make a character. So, like, I made my spell book.
Oh, nice.
And then if you click it, it tells you what the actual spell does.
Well, we just go ahead and download that now.
So you can put your things in it. So, like, my spell save.
Obviously, you're gonna have to adjust your attack bonuses and stuff like that because I think there's still the old ones on
and
here.
It tells you the distance and everything for them too.
Yeah. So, like, if I hit Eldritch Blast, it's literally just the whole card.
Wait. I guess it's this one.
Jerk vision.
Spell, yep, that's the one. That's the spell. I picked it because it had the highest ratings on the list when I hit the 5e spells.
Cool. All right.
Turned out to be good.
Everyone good? She disappeared.
Yeah, I'm still here. I can still hear you guys. I just stepped in the kitchen.
Oh, the kitchen. Well, guess what? We can do that too.
Yeah, I have a really small apartment, so.
All three of us could step into the kitchen right now.
But then I wouldn't be able to see you.
I don't know why we would do that, but
I don't know why either.
We fucking could.
I just want to be different. All right, so I'm gonna just read this little excerpt for y'all to help kind of set the.
Blurbs.
Just wait for Stella to. Oh, she is just all sorts of sadness.
Well, you did just kill her.
But did you die?
I don't think that registers in her child brain yet.
No. So, Icewind Dale has become trapped in perpetual winter. Ferocious blizzards make the mountain pass through the spine of the world exceedingly treacherous. And this land has not felt the warmth of the sun in over 2 years. In fact, the sun no longer appears above the mountains, not even in what would be the height of the summer. In this frozen tundra, darkness and bitter cold reign as king and queen. Most Dale residents blame Auril the Frost Maiden, the goddess of winter's wrath. The shimmering aurora that weaves across the sky each night is said to be her doing, a potent spell that keeps the sun at bay. Dale folk living in a scattering of settlements known as the 10 Towns. The drop-off in caravans coming from the south and travel between the settlements in this never-ending winter has left everyone feeling isolated. Although each town has resolved to appease the Frost Maiden with sacrifices of one kind or another, no respite from winter's fury seems forthcoming. For adventurers such as yourself, 10 Towns is a place to test one's mettle, and in the spirit of heroes who have come before you, leave one's mark on the frigid and blighted land.
This is the second perpetual winter campaign I've played.
Oh shit!
Well, I played in.
Y'all requested winter shit. This is what you get.
Did
I
we?
played Reign of Winter.
Actually, you specifically said it.
Oh.
You did, in fact. Yeah.
Yeah, you did specifically say, "Hey, can we do like a wintry thing?"
I was gonna run one too, and then he told me he was running Icewind Dale, and I was like, I was gonna run Icewind Dale. So
So guess
Well,
what?
So you guys got Agents of Edgewatch instead.
Guys, get what you get. I read through the adventure. I'm really impressed with its format. I think it's really well done. For the most part, you guys are going to be dealing with a lot of like sandbox kind of adventure where you guys can kind of pick where you want to go.
Okay, so next time, chaotic evil pirate.
Oh, that's easy.
I've already got
You
that.
can play good.
We can do that now.
Skull and Shackles.
Yeah, so I was like, Skull and Shackles. I can
Skull
run
and
that.
Shackles, you easily play evil.
Next campaign. Next campaign.
You could literally do that.
That'd be Pathfinder 1, though.
You could do Pathfinder 1.
Yeah. I could do Pathfinder 1 in my sleep. I played so much Pathfinder 1.
Such a good system.
Okay, so what's the Frost Maiden's name again?
Oral.
Oral. Oral.
I think it's actually pronounced Oriel.
Adults.
What are those? Alright.
It says Oriel.
How is it spelled?
The Frost Queen.
It's Auril.
Oh, Auril. Oriel. Okay, got it.
So it's kind of like Aurora and then Oriel.
Yeah, no, that's way better because I literally wrote down Oral. Yep.
I bet it did.
I did.
She's a lesser god that embodies winter's endurance and cruelty.
All of her temples don't have roofs.
All of her temples are super cool.
Right, like they're literally open to the elements.
That's
have these,
amazing.
like, rituals they do where they walk through towns in the middle of winter and people throw water on them. Just the worst.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Except for the fact that she just turned this whole city into night at all times and freezing cold. Allegedly.
No, I mean, everyone is like the entire region completely believes it's her. That she's laid claim to Icewind Dale as where she lives and takes up residency.
Just a rude.
So I claim I believe this as well. Fuck that bitch.
Right. As if it wasn't hard enough living in 10
See, and if you guys were all evil, you would have been like, yeah, I'm cool with her.
Yeah, we just would have left. We'd be like, well, I'm gonna go back
I'm just
south.
gonna go south. Fuck this adventure. See, that's why you can't leave.
She's already laid claim to this area.
I can't take over what she already has. That's not how this works.
Right.
Unless I want to take it over myself.
Can we go overthrow some paladins somewhere?
Right. Where's the nearest church?
So, yeah. Oh, you said okay. So you guys, some of you guys are from 10 towns. Some of you are you're a nomad essentially. Molly, you're kind of like the outlander. So,
yes.
Any character raised among the nomads you'll recognize members of your own tribe, as well as the names and reputations of prominent members of other tribes. So if you come across other tribe members, you can be like, oh, I know that guy. He was at this tribal meet, and this is what his name is.
Okay.
So you're always going to have that automatic knowledge whenever you run into the Reghead tribes. Reghead is like the name of the tribes in the north. It's Reghed, which is the Reghead tribes. They're all a bunch of different types of tribes. There's like Goliath tribes. There's the Tabaxi tribes. There's like human tribes, stuff like that. So. And none of you are really 10-towners, so you're not going to get any of that knowledge. And none of you are mountain glides, so you're not going to get any of that knowledge. And none of you are valley dwarves, so none of you are getting that knowledge. So this is what you get for being weird shit.
I feel like the line is where I'm a human, damn it.
Yeah, but you say you wanted, you're kind of the sage.
Yeah, I came from down south.
You came from Candlekeep. You already said it before. I could be like, well, you sure you don't want to? Oh, I guess you don't want it.
It's too cold to be from this area. Crazy.
Well, like, who the fuck lives here?
You do now.
Yeah, I'm one of the. Oh, I nat 20 that I almost threw off the table.
Now you wasted the only nat 20 you would have rolled for 5 weeks.
Oh god.
All right, so I'm gonna go get the.
I used to be the king of nat 20s.
Now you're the king of nat 1.
King of just sucking. Yeah.
King of suck.
Back in college, if we did nat 20. Back in college, I rolled 3 nat 20s in a row once.
And loaded dice came in
And
handy.
then I immediately followed it up with a 1.
Sounds about right.
I nat 20 on a crit and 3.5 we have to confirm crits to see if you actually did double damage. Roll 20 on that. And then I was like, and just for good measure. And I rolled another one.
Sometimes it works out that way.
But all of that was for nothing. All of the 20s I was rolling to save the guy we were trying to save didn't matter. He got shot in the fucking foot.
Still need to figure out a name.
You still have a name? Did I get a Loxodon name? Dumbo.
Dumbo, really?
I don't know.
Jumbo. You ever
Did you know that the word jumbo was invented entirely by P.T. Barnum?
Didn't know that. Now we know.
It literally wasn't a word.
What you call it? Yeah, I was looking up names, and then I was looking at some like their example names. I was thinking of names, and every name I thought of, I was like, where do I know this name? I feel like this is from a video game. Like, it was, like a lot of them have like double O's and like V's, and I was like, Brune. I was like, wait, isn't that an NPC in World of Warcraft?
Almost got me.
Is that Ubers? I think it's one of the 3 bosses of Ubers, right? You have to get a gem from to make the. Or it's, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is
I'm
he a
pretty
troll?
sure it
I
is.
think he's a troll.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. Let me see, actually.
Just take some Magic Gathering names.
Right? I mean, that's what it's. Well, you know what? Rune doesn't come up on anything when I type in WoW.
Rune. It does sound familiar, though.
Hold on. Pendant of Clarity.
All right, so I can get 2 yards of snow leopard fur fabric for like $25. Can make some ears, a
It's
tail,
an international shipping company.
a bra, and a skirt.
You'll be a snow leopard immediately.
Done.
Yeah,
Here's
I might do it. It says that Joanne's has snow leopard fabric, but it seems like it's fleece and not really furry. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go check out Joanne's, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's the good news is it's only like 5 seconds from your house, too.
Yeah. But that I'd be ordering from some kind of like fabric company online, so.
I might as well check the local place first.
Most definitely.
We can actually put hands on it.
Oh, look. It's Boone.
Vood.
I was
Oh my
close.
god, yeah, they're right in there with it.
So we have this cool map, which, whoa, someone's smoking.
Hello. Don't worry, it's just a vape, it's legal.
I don't care if it is.
You're also not in here.
Not in the same
Or the
So-
same parish, so it's fine.
That's the map. It's hard for you to see, but I mean, you can download.
Okay.
Oh, look, there's Drizzt.
Where's Drizzt?
No,
It's right there.
It's not.
Oh,
Nowhere
I was
on
like,
there at all.
you can't put
Literally
Drizzt on the
not
map
there.
of Icewind Dale.
So
He's there somewhere. We're gonna find him and kill him. Where's he at?
I mean, he basically saved the Dale lands several times. So.
So you're all starting in the starting town of Bremen, which is one of the.
One of
if
the
you
10
want to
towns.
look at the main map, it'll tell you where Bremen is.
In relation to the
in
other
relation to all
towns.
the other towns.
Dickie Berman.
I want to go to the town of Goodmead.
Good.
Where the good stuff This is where they brew the good stuff.
We are in the town.
Speaking
So
of brewing
basically
good shit, we should go to the Vampire Cafe.
So basically, how the
Office?
towns work
Office.
here is that each town has a town speaker, and then those speakers go and they join. There's like a council of speakers, and that's how the government pretty much works up here.
The government.
The government, per se. They all get together. They have like a council meeting. Like they try to have a council meeting as often as possible, but you know, you guys have to travel through crazy weather to get there.
In the night.
And it's just
Uphill both
super
ways.
dangerous. So they generally don't travel a lot. But at the last meeting that they had, they started this was like last year, they started sacrifices to appease Oriel.
What are they sacrificing, like cows and shit?
Depends on the town.
Right, like this is the version of my neighbor.
It really it depends on the town. So there is I think there's 3 different sacrifices that they generally do. So there's warmth, food, or humanoid. So if it's food, then it's like maybe it's like a goat or something like that, or for the most part, it's going to be like the most common fish in the area is knucklehead trout.
So they just a whole bunch
they
of
just
trout.
put a bunch of trout out, and then generally the animals will eat it, and they'll say that that's Oriel claiming the food. Warmth is the towns that can't bring themselves to give up their people or their food forsake warmth for the night. No fires are lit between dusk and dawn, forcing locals to share body heat for warmth. Anyone who dares to light a fire is savagely beaten.
I heard Steve lit a fire in his house.
Yeah, so we
got to go kick Steve's ass.
So there's only Bryn, Shandar, East Haven, and Targos hold lotteries the afternoon before the new moon, and an unlucky person whose name is drawn is sacrificed at nightfall.
What the fuck?
Yeah, the ill-fated soul is stripped bare and either tied to a post or sent into the tundra to die.
Interesting.
Yeah, that sounds like I'm leaving town the night before.
Smaller towns that can't afford to give up people give up their food instead. Like I said, a day's catch of knucklehead trout is strung up on a wooden rafts a mile out of the town to be claimed by Yeti or other creatures that embody Oral's wrath.
Can I be an albino panther? It just be all white? Is that a thing?
Yeah, that's fine.
I like it.
That way I could just be. Then I don't have to worry about snow leopard shit. I'd rather just be like all white.
Yeah, that's fine. You can be a white. That's all good.
Okay, I'm gonna go change.
Be right back.
Oh, don't worry. I'm still listening and can still respond. I'm just.
The crag cats, which are from the north, crag cats are all white, and they're basically like big. They're like lions, but they're all white.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna be one of those. That's what I'm gonna be. Because I feel like even a snow leopard is still kind of like easy to see in the snow because they have the other spots.
Yeah, crag cat would be essentially it's a northern hunter of men predator. It's a super big fucking cat.
Tasty.
And super predatory. I could dig it. That's me.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm a predator.
Yeah, they basically describe it as like it's like a tiger. It's like a but except it doesn't have stripes. It's like a white tiger without stripes.
Just in the snow being scared.
Yeah.
So we're in the town of Bremen.
You're in the town of Brennan. Let's see if there's any little stuff for Brennan here. So Brennan is population here is 150 people. Let's see. You guys might, because it's the starting town, I'll let you guys know a little bit of the town. The speaker, the leader of the town, is Dorble Gruff Shalescar. Dorble Bluff Shalescar.
Is this a dwarf?
Yeah, it is a dwarf.
Just throw that anywhere.
Dwarfy name.
It's very, very old. Very, very old, even for dwarven standards.
She's like, what, 300?
So Bremen, founded by dwarf prospectors, the sleepy town of Bremen sits on the west bank of the Mar Dulden, which is basically a river. At the mouth, Mar Dulden is the lake. The Shangar River is where Bremen is right on. Bremen's harbor has frozen, requiring local fishers to haul their boats across the ice to put them into the lake. Visitors who lack a boat can reach Bremen only by crossing the river, which is mostly frozen over. Targos, Tourmaline, and Lonelywood are all visible from the docks on clear days. Or at night, you can see their lights, obviously.
Oh, those other towns.
Yeah. It's like a twilight. It's like almost everything is like a twilight during the day.
Yeah.
So you can see you can see them, but at night if there's a blizzard you can't see shit. He just walked out. I'm gonna wait till he comes back because I want to explain stuff and then re-explain it.
That's fine. I'll go pee now.
Yeah, why don't you do that, jeez?
I'm going. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself. I'll be back.
Hope so.
I mean, if you guys want to listen, it could be like ASMR.
Oh, not interested. Not interested. Hi, babe. This is Jeff. Did you meet Jeff?
Yeah,
Okay, I don't know.
couple weeks ago.
Yeah, but you don't count as like a real person. So.
Yeah, this is true.
None of us are real people.
I thought you were gonna mute yourself.
I did mute myself. I just unmuted myself because I'm not urinating anymore.
Weird. My wife is just giving me this look. What's that?
She's a sharer.
Yeah, Stella's a sharer too. That's what
I
she's
know.
gonna be. A sharer.
I mean, man, I'm just brutally honest. I'm done using the toilet. I flushed it. I got my pants back on. Life is great. Now I'm gonna grab a Hawaiian sweet roll. I'll put some ham in it.
All right, enough. Don't just share everything.
Play by play.
Just go sit in the bathroom with her and hold her hand while she went to
What?
Yeah.
How old was she?
Since I've been told she was about 23.
I was waiting for her to
No,
say,
she didn't.
I was waiting for her to say last week.
No, she didn't.
Last week.
Just go in there with her.
No, she doesn't. That is not good. That is not healthy, and I can't believe you just told me that because that is hilarious.
What did I miss?
Well, everyone needs to know now. Apparently, Wells' sister needs someone to hold her hand while she poops.
Like all the time?
Like even
Like
now.
every time?
It stopped when she was about 23.
23!
They're friends and with us. I think like she's engaged now, and I think she still has her fiance probably going with her.
Yo, what? Why?
Because why not?
She has her quirks.
That's borderline getting on to like a golden shower kind of quirk.
Yeah, you had to get over that.
That's weird. Okay, anyways.
Now that everyone's back with their Hawaiian ham sandwich.
You have there.
This part.
Oh.
Hawaiian ham.
Yeah,
The
so,
ham's not from Hawaii, just the bread.
Yeah, they don't have ham in Hawaii.
Yes, they do. They have wild hogs.
Yeah, we don't make it into ham. I'm from Hawaii. We don't eat ham.
No, it's spam.
Got a lot of spam.
You don't look like you're from Hawaii.
No? Yeah, I get that a lot.
I mean, kind of. I lived in Hawaii for like 4 years.
He very much looks like he's from Hawaii.
You're being sarcastic.
I am being
sarcastic.
sarcastic.
I detected the sarcasm.
That's crazy because it never goes over your head.
I know.
She's way more sarcastic than I am. But I never know if she's being sarcastic.
Do you want your one?
I have a headache. I don't think it's probably not gonna help my headache.
Do you want a coffee?
Yeah, I'll take that. All right. So I said the visitors are, you guys can see those 3 towns, blah blah blah. In Oral's Everlasting Winter if Oral's Everlasting Winter has one benefit, it's that the hardy folk of Bremen are spared from seasonal floods that normally threaten the town in early summer. Because everything's frozen.
I love people that live in frontier towns. They're like, we flood every year, but we don't move because fuck nature.
You're talking about New Orleans?
Exactly.
That's not to say that the long nights, frigid air, and howling blizzards provide any comfort. They don't. Twice in the past 2 months. Now, this is just stuff you've heard, and you guys, like I said, you've been here for over a couple. You've been here a couple weeks. You've all heard all this stuff. Twice in the past 2 months, residents of Bremen have had to mount search parties for their town speaker, the oldest living resident, Dorble Gruff Shaleskar. And twice they found him wandering the frozen shores of the Shangarn in heavy furs with no memory of how he got there. He is old even for dwarven standards.
So he's also senile.
And isn't long for this world. Many locals fear the same is true for the town itself, if this brutal winter doesn't abate. So,
whose idea was it to let the oldest guy in the town be a judge?
That's generally how it goes up here, though. I mean, it's usually the most wise person. He's
What's his wisdom check? I'm just kidding.
Oh, he's like 46. He's crushing it. He's crushing it. Like, if he decided to just, like, you know what, I'm going to be a druid now, he just wins the druid game.
Right. Summons all.
He casts his first entangle, and, like, everyone fails to check, and they're stuck forever.
I'm trying to remember what I know about the other 10 towns. Is Coldahar still one of the 10 towns?
I don't know. You can look.
On here, the East Haven, I remember that place. And the Lonely Wood, I remember that one.
If you read any of the books, you might know the area better.
Yeah.
I didn't. So,
I've read
I don't like Drizzt.
a lot of them.
I read.
You know, the Drizzt ones are probably. I liked Drizzt as a character, but the Ed Greenwood books were way better.
I've only read the original Icewind Dale trilogy, and that was probably 25 years ago, so I can't tell you anything about it.
You know more than me.
All I know is that there's a guy named Drizzt. That's all that I remember
There's some
about it.
barbarian clans. There's Dwarven holds up here. The Dwarven holds aren't really affiliated with the 10 towns, though.
I remember it being an enjoyable read. I just don't remember much about it.
I like them. I thought this was good. But Ed Greenwood's books are way better.
Anybody else want one?
Yeah. Anybody want a latte?
Oh, no, I'm fine. Thank you.
Nothing.
They're
I will
really good.
sweat for
I'm
5
not a
days
coffee
if I
person.
drink coffee.
Well,
Is it caffeine free?
We have both. We have both. We have
If
caffeine-free lattes and caffeinated.
next time.
Something about coffee.
Next
always sweat for-
I love the smell.
Yeah,
of
next
coffee.
time if you guys, haven't, contracted another weird disease.
Yeah. I think I'm alright. I still don't have a fever yet or a cough. And I still have all my taste buds, so I think I'm alright so far.
I didn't have any of that.
How long did it take to develop symptoms, though?
Can
Up to
take
10
anywhere from 2 to 14 days.
I got it in like around what, 5-6 days.
Yeah,
and
she got about 5.
Depends on when you ask the CDC, because most recently now they're saying if you don't have symptoms in like 4 days, you're fine. Like they keep making it shorter and shorter.
Yeah. Okay.
They started out in 2 weeks.
And how is Luna? Is she okay?
Yeah. We're both totally fine. I just have I've been coughing up phlegm from allergies, but it's not a dry cough. It is definitely a wet cough. So, and no fevers here, no chills, no body aches, other than the fact that we were both stripping for 4 and 5 days in a row.
I was sick for a solid 2 weeks.
Listen, my hands are off, and I don't want to know what they're talking about.
As long as your mucus is still clear, you're fine.
Yeah, it was. And
It is
she
fine.
doesn't have any of it. She's she feels totally fine. She was just exhausted from work. Literally I worked 5 days in a row. She worked 3 days, took a day off, and then worked the 5th day. So, and it was her first time being in a club, so it's a lot to handle.
What is work?
You can't figure that out?
I
You
I
figure.
pulled the shift yesterday, but I wanted
What
to
is work?
What is work?
You asking what they're doing?
No. I meant no.
Ooh,
I'm talking about
okay.
in general. I haven't been to work in so long. I forgot what.
Oh,
it's
that's
like.
right. You don't work anymore.
Yeah, I'm retired.
You're You need to get a job.
Right? I'm telling you.
I know a lot of people hiring.
I mean, eventually I'm going back to my job. I can take a job and then quit as soon as they call me back, but that seems kind of
Seems weird.
I don't have that kind of job to give you. You can't just quit on this one.
Exactly.
Like it's blood in, blood out.
It is blood in, blood out.
Like I most definitely don't want to go take a job and be like, by the way, I'm gonna quit on y'all at some point.
As soon as I get
That's
my
why you
job.
don't tell them that.
But I would still feel bad doing it, even if I did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not broke.
That's why you go work for a bigger company that they don't feel it because you're replaceable.
True.
Right, they never cared about your.
They never cared in the first place.
Yeah.
Go work for Walmart. They don't care about you at all.
Exactly.
You'd be a greeter. They still have that.
They
That's
do,
still
but they're
a
not
thing.
Here in New Orleans. They're not greeters. They're receipt checkers.
Right, yeah, like
They-
anti-theft
all they do
devices.
is check receipts and make sure it's right. And if it's not,
Shit.
then you got to deal with someone. Maybe me.
And what's funny is like they never check my receipt. I always try to let them.
Oh no, if you try to let them, they're letting you go.
Yeah, I always try to let them.
That I've watched it 100 times.
Because I always figure it
1,000.
out.
I'm like, take it out, and they're like, nope, we're good. It's the person who doesn't show it
And they're like,
and just keeps walking. They're like, oh, we're definitely checking that one. Mother of God, what happened?
I just
You
threw my
okay?
phone.
Why would you throw it? All right, so you guys are in Bremen. Like I said, it's a small town. They don't have a lot of services here. There's a couple inns here. I think there's 2 inns. There's Buried Treasures and 5 Tavern Center. So Buried Treasures is just a small inn, very basic. It's right on the riverbank. The 5 Tavern Center. You okay?
The gravity
just wanna
is
make sure
just
you're okay.
increasing in this space.
Well, he threw something. You threw something. I don't know what else is gonna happen.
Gravity is just becoming more powerful.
The five Tavern Center. So I think they say the 5 taverns stand in a semicircle around a central yard in the heart of Bremen. As the story goes, 5 brothers originally intended to build a tavern together, but each had assumed he would be the one to run the business. Since none of the brothers would work with the others, each built their own tavern. And they all compete for customers. So there's actually 5 taverns. One of them is called Stones. One is called Even Keel. Another one is called River's Mouth. My favorite, my personal favorite, the Grumpy Moose.
Yes.
And the Black Bearded Brother is the last one.
I imagine that the locals all have their favorites too.
Yeah, they all have their
Hilarious.
favorites. There's a few local drunks that literally just stumble from one to the other. They just get as intoxicated as possible and get kicked out and then go to one of the other ones. So yeah, there's
This is an excellent business model.
yeah.
The Grumpy Moose is definitely the way to go.
I would 100% thought that
And
Buried
then-
Treasures was going to be like a weird 10-town strip club.
Buried Treasures is just it caters to treasure seekers, specifically ones who go to the river to pan for treasures in warmer weather. Because
When
of
the
the
river's
gold,
not
there's
frozen.
gold and all kinds of stuff in the rivers, so
Yeah.
which used to be an export here, but it's not so much anymore because nobody can get to the actual pay dirt anymore because it's frozen.
Because it's frozen. Yay. Yay, winter. I like that we were all smart enough to voluntarily come.
So it's like Bering Sea gold, except they can never go out on the Bering Sea because it's fucking frozen solid.
Sounds like a lovely place.
So we'll say the 3 of you are basically walking down. You're all bundled up. You're making what tavern are y'all going to?
The Grumpy Moose.
We're going to go to the Grumpy Moose.
Y'all are making your way across town to the Grumpy Moose. Yeah, for the most part, when you guys come across any locals, they all look almost exactly the same. You can't tell race for anything except for if you have a weird trunk face. You can definitely tell that.
That's not a person.
Even the boxy, when she is bundled up, it's hard to tell until you see her legs because she's got the backwards facing knees. But for the most part, when you come across any citizen, it's always the same. It's just this bundled up mess of furs, goggles, and stuff. Everyone wears goggles like all the time. So you are fucked.
Oh, I have those.
You do not want to lose your goggles in the frozen tundra because your eyes will fucking freeze.
Everything else about your body is fine, but your eyes are just frozen.
It's just after a while, it's going to feel like you have glass in your eyes constantly until they actually start to take some damage. But that's what the goggles help you with that. You don't have to worry about glare too much, but for the most part, it's all just like some sort of clear glass or something. Sometimes if you're poor, it's like a crystal or something like that. You're like, what am I seeing? But for the most part, they have enough. There's enough magic in the world where glass is easily made.
Yeah. So a spyglass doesn't cost 1,000 GP.
No, I mean if you see it in the system, if it says it's 100,000, they can go suck themselves. That's stupid. It should be really easy to make with magic fire. Oh no! Oh, I'm gonna have to plug you in.
That's okay.
Be right back.
Just dropping nuclear bombs somewhere around here don't make a lot of glass. There's some sand under there, right?
Yeah.
Looks like a desert, but with ice on top of it.
20 stones of Thrune.
Time to go worship there.
At the Thrune stones?
Yep. So I name my character. So I have my own 20 stones.
Yeah, those are my stones. The other side of town there. Pretty cool, right?
All right.
20 stones through.
Be light-ish.
We've now figured out.
We'll see how it goes. I'm going to use the restroom real quick.
We've now figured out the technology portion of this program.
Woo!
We get into the tavern soon.
Is that a pinata?
It is.
Just checking.
Yeah, I don't know where you put the candy in him though.
His butt.
It doesn't look like it. There's not a hole there.
Apparently you have to drill a hole.
This is an empty pinata?
Yeah, he's empty.
Oh, it's like a Fortnite prop.
Yeah, I don't say anything. I don't support Fortnite, but they were gonna throw it away at the Halloween store, so I bought him. Oh wait.
Oh.
Okay, well maybe that's not supposed to happen. I was gonna say that part lifts up. Maybe that's where the hole is. I don't even know where you put the fucking candy in. To bust the hole and to put the candy in him, I guess. You little hoe.
It's like a Fortnite prop. I don't think you're supposed to actually use it as a pinata.
Maybe not, but I was going to.
Because that's what you get like skins and stuff out of in Fortnite. You break a pinata and you get like
Viva Pinata?
Weapon skins or whatever.
I love Viva Pinata. No, I'm pretty sure. I mean,
Viva Pinata game came out. It was like one of the highest rated games that year.
yeah, that shit was fun.
It was.
Well, I guess I'm gonna throw him away now because that sucks.
Where Viva Pinata?
The video game, yeah.
Yeah, well, no, that's
not
right.
the
I think it
TV
was.
show.
But, no, I'm saying they made Rare, right? It was made by Rare.
Yeah.
We could still like bust him up though. I mean, we could just beat the shit out of him just to like let out some pent up energy, you know? Yeah, he a hoe.
Oh, okay.
Where's LaFleur at?
In the bedroom, on my bed, like normal.
When she's not getting petted, she runs to the room.
Well, she's in there with Luna.
So as a reminder, the little one is asleep right now. You all have to watch your volume. Not you, Molly, because I can just control yours.
You can literally.
I can just turn it down. Okay, so we're at least at least gaining some energy.
Yeah.
I was worried that it was gonna stay at 9. Nah, not change at all.
He was just fighting.
Yeah, right. This is problematic. We're gonna have to get that computer working. All right. So you guys, you make your way over. Out of all of the establishments, the Grumpy Moose is just the most relaxed, because it's called the Grumpy Moose. I mean, come on.
Doesn't take itself seriously at all.
No. But every so often you run into one of the brothers they all look very similar. They all have one has a really long black beard, which is the black bearded brother. One of them has a short one, or one of them have mutton chops or whatever. But they all look clearly. They look all related.
Obviously.
And they're proprietors, and they're running back and forth. They're always running stuff, and the one guy that we'll say. Goville is the proprietor of the Grumpy Moose, and you guys know him by name at this point. We'll say that you guys had decided you had planned to meet here for a late afternoon beverage and maybe a meal, and maybe discuss your future together as friends and what you guys plan on doing. You guys, again, you're all pretty new as far as friends and stuff like that, and you haven't really laid down some goals, but you all feel like you're all pretty comfortable with each other. Maybe it's that time to talk about that kind of stuff. Cool. So we'll say that you're actually already at the Grumpy Moose. You came early.
Cool.
You're sitting down at one of the corner tables. This place is well insulated. It's thick timber pines here. Everything is or pine timbers, rather. Everything is has this smell of when you get close to the pines, they all have this kind of glistening color to them, like a dark, almost like a molasses color. And if you smell it, it kind of smells like oil, like a fatty oil, almost like it's probably was sealed with whale oil fat to keep it in, so it keeps it insulated. And surprisingly, it actually, it could make it more flammable.
Right, that was my next question. So we just light this building up there.
But it's not gonna burn like you guys. I mean, there's ways to refine the whale oil to make it burn like gasoline, essentially, or the equivalent of the fantasy equivalent of. But this type is refined so that it builds up the durability of the timbers here. It also would normally in the summer keep away pests. We don't have to worry about that at all.
Right. There are no pests.
There are no pests except for the ones that are furried.
Yeah.
There's no bugs right now that you guys have to deal with. Except for a bunch of spiders at one point that'll kill you guys all.
Yay, spiders! I will remember that they're in the room next time we encounter spiders.
Jack's not here to fuck it up, so whatever.
Yeah, it's fire in the room.
Used to be magnifying glass, and now it's something else.
Yeah, she showed it to me, and I was like, "What even is this? Like, what did you put on there?"
I don't know.
It still magnifies, sort of.
I'm gonna have to clean that stuff off. Anyways, so you're sitting down in the back corner. There's an insulated wall, so all these little tables are against walls. They're insulated themselves with a partition, which again is just thinner timbers. Like a makeshift wall, but there's not a doorway to go in.
Gotcha.
It's just a partition booth, essentially. And there's several in the line of the wall. There's an open floor as well. There's some guy that's in a corner playing on a lute, which is missing 3 of its 5 actual chords, and he's just plunking away. But he's got a tune. It doesn't sound great, but he's just plunking away, and he seems like he's pretty intoxicated at this point. And this is the first time you've ever seen this guy in here, particularly playing. Not that you've seen people like him in here playing music and stuff. This is the first time you've seen this guy particularly playing on this lute. Where the fuck you got to get? And it's
found it outside.
It's like, even though it's like kind of twilight outside, as soon as you come inside, it feels kind of real cozy in here.
Gotcha.
It's dark. It's just naturally dark because the windows here are much smaller and thinner. They don't put a lot into that because, honestly, at this point, they sheared up a lot of these windows with wood.
Right.
So keep the warmth
the
in.
winter is
Yeah. You're sitting at the table, and in one of the corners, there's a glass, looks like a glass jar in front of you that is full of, well, it has a wick in it, but at the bottom of it is it's more whale oil.
Okay, so it's like a whale oil.
So it's a whale oil candle that's burning, and you have what are you drinking? Most of like a lot of dark. There's gonna be a lot of dark kind of meads and ales up here. Not gonna be light shit that you would find down south.
Right. Drinking some tasty.
Yeah, I'm gonna have. Can I go for the? No, just like a light.
No summer shandy.
We'll get an IPA.
Yeah, can I look at an IPA? Just like a light beer with
We're basically in Mother
nothing like that.
This is dark ass beer or some vodka. That's what I have.
You're gonna have a lot of dark beers. Meads are very common.
I'm gonna have some
because they'll transport honey from down south in the spine and bring it here, and then they'll make mead.
Make some tasty mead.
There's not a lot of winter bees,
right?
That you know of.
Look at my beehive.
But they also have some meads that are surprisingly made out of like a molasses.
Molasses? Well,
it's like a molasses mead. So
I'm having me a nice tasty mead.
Oh.
No, I think it's her.
That's her.
Sorry.
Okay. You disappeared. All right. So you're sitting there, and the first person that comes in, we'll just say, is Molly. Your character steps in. You kind of survey the area. Your eyes make contact with this human who will now describe himself.
With my glass. I am right now, obviously, still wearing all of my wintry clothing. I've got like a fur-lined coat and a heavy cloak. I am from the south, so I'm probably paler skinned than a lot of the people you've seen before. Obviously, I look a little bookish. I have glasses. And I'm wearing a pin that has the symbol of Candlekeep on it, which is just a tower with some fire around it. And when I see you, I will raise my mead, beckon you towards the table.
So as you see this tabaxi come in, you see... Describe your character.
I guess I would be solid white fur. I have one yellow eye and one blue eye. Probably a little on the. I guess I'd probably be a little on the shorter side for this type of breed. I'm like petite, small. The one that was left out of the pack, the runt of the litter.
Throw that runt in the garbage.
And I already have a lot of fur on my body, so I don't need as much fur to keep myself covered. But I do have maybe a couple black leathery items on over all of my white fur.
Like it, love it.
All right, so basically, you see she makes eye contact with you. Do you go and order a drink first, or do you go sit down and gonna wait for a server to come?
Yeah, I'll go sit and wait for a server. I'm not in a rush.
All right. She comes over. She sits down next to you in one of the empty chairs. Sitting there, a couple minutes go by, and one of the I'll say server boys, because they have a lot of sons, these brothers. One of the sons. He comes over. What can I get you? What do you want to drink?
I'd like whatever he's having.
I thought you were going to order a latte. I loved it.
All right. So he rushes away, and then he's one cup of we'll say morning's dew mead.
Dew mead.
Sounds delicious.
Anything that sounds of the morning and the sun is always positive here.
Right. Morning. I remember mornings.
Many, many moons ago,
I remember the sun.
there was a sun.
Just a singular.
Yeah, you've only been up here for like maybe a month and a half for the most part, just kind of getting used to it. But yeah, it was weird. It was like you were in the spine cutting through the mountains with a caravan, and there was sun, and then as soon as you crossed the border, it was just twilight, and the twilight never went away until it came nighttime, and then it was pitch black.
Yeah.
And then it was twilight again. And you're like, well, this sucks.
Yay! I'm so glad I came here.
Yeah.
Are you really
What
though?
was that movie? Was it 50 Nights or whatever with the vampires?
30 Days of Night.
30
30
days
Days
of
of
night.
Night. Yeah. Like that shit.
Yep.
But 2 years.
Forever. Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah. Yeah. So you guys. He comes back with this brew. Like I said, they serve most of the meats they serve warm. So they come like they kind of dish them out with a ladle from a big tub that they basically are simmering this meat in
Because it's so hot.
Yeah, it just helps if it's a little warm.
Here's your cold mead. So nice.
So a few moments go by. You guys are just exchanging pleasantries, and then in walks the doofiest looking fucking creature. I'm just joking. Yeah, your character, you got there a little bit later. You come in, and you were behind her at one point when you were like trying to catch up to her, and you're like, oh, and she would just disappear around a corner. And like I said, because of the fur and stuff, you're like, oh, and then there she is. Just keeps on disappearing. You're like, God damn it.
Natural.
And if she was a Black Panther, you'd be easy.
It's fine. I'll be an albino panther in all white.
Yeah, you eventually make your way inside. For the most part, most of the people in the area have gotten used to you because they just, you're the old fool. You're just another old fool.
Is that weird?
Wait a minute.
Oh, guy who lives outside of town.
We're young compared to the dwarves, okay?
Another old fool. Aren't you like, you have to be 60, right? You're like 60 is what they consider.
Like, they live to be like 450 years old.
Yeah, but I don't think they're considered to be like allowed to be out by themselves until they're 60.
They're like Baby Yoda. They're 80 years old. And they're still a little infant.
Amazing.
Which is crazy because he's 60 and he's an infant.
Grow very slow.
Very slow. Mature even slower. Sheesh.
Fucking baby.
Damn those mitochondrians.
Man, eating those damn eggs, I don't know why I thought that was so funny. That was like literally like dooming this lady's family to extinction.
My wife and I were like, we were laughing about it because there were so many people offended by it. We just couldn't help it. We thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, I saw Disney was getting threats saying that they were promoting genocide and they were in line with Adolf Hitler. I was like, you people need to calm down.
Yeah, you should probably relax.
It's a story.
Yeah, they're not real, right?
Nothing's real. You're promoting. Like, no, they're not. It's a child.
Yeah, it's an animatronic puppet.
Eating, not real
right.
eggs.
It doesn't even have a stomach. Go on, man.
It's literally going in his mouth and into someone's hand.
So yeah, it's a person down.
All right, so you step in. It's like you open up the door, and there's, with everybody else they could open up one door. You had to open up both because you're so fucking big. So there's this, just busts in with this blustery wind. Everyone's like, "Oh, close the door!" He closes the door, and they all look up and they're like, "Oh." And they look away. Like, I didn't mean to yell at you, sir. All right, you can describe your character as well.
Probably on the tallish side for the Loxodon. Closer to the 8-foot mark than the 7.
No.
Yeah.
The 8-foot tall elephant.
Yeah.
Hey, you're gonna be tall.
You got to make it more difficult to fit through this door. You got to kind of duck. I don't build big doors.
I can't wait for the later adventures
in the caves. Yeah. It's okay. I can transform.
We'll see.
You just transform into a smaller version of yourself.
Yeah,
into as an elephant.
like a darker brown skin tone, more like the I guess more akin to like a African elephant than a Asian elephant. Some nice paint like druidic type markings, like a little bit of bluish color and maybe a little bit of like black and yellow, like face paint and markings on his body.
So your trunk, you cover it? Like, does it have like a sleeve on it or something like that to keep it protected? What? I'm being serious.
Okay, so instead of wearing a normal face mask, you're basically wearing the thong, the man thong that has the slot for your dick on your face.
On your face.
Yeah, that's what you have. That's like
it's gotta be open at the end because you gotta smell through it.
you could cut a hole.
I feel like you can just tuck it under your mask, right?
I'm just asking.
Good question.
I think it's a great question. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm not trying to throw your race under the bus.
If I was some sort of like a warrior type, they would they'd wear armor on it, but he's a druid, so I guess he could just hide it under his clothing.
I was gonna say maybe have like a really big cloak that kind of like covers all the way up to here. So instead of your cloak just attaching here, it actually covers up to here with like the hood that comes to here. So the only thing we see is your eyes.
Right, like.
But this whole time for like 3 weeks, you've only seen his eyes.
And no idea.
And you're like, you have a weird bulgy nose, but whatever.
Yeah. Now there's something weird going on in this part of your face.
It's a weird, like, deformed Goliath.
With giant ears.
Yes.
And then one day he just picks something up with his trunk.
He's like,
yeah, so
you're not going to eat this? Dude, it's like the Jar Jar Binks with the tongue.
The tongue, yeah.
with his nose. Everyone hates you now.
Now you're Jar Jar.
Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, that's already been in the chat earlier.
Great.
In the streams chat, someone said something about it.
Oh boy,
Jar Jar. He's a Sith Lord, right?
He's a Sith Lord. Yeah, that's my favorite fan theory ever.
I mean, it's probably the best one.
All right, so you guys are all sitting around this table. Eventually, he comes back. Like I said, he gave you the hot cup of mead. Do you have a particular drink that you drink, or you just get the same thing?
I'm just gonna roll with the same.
Okay, so has anyone here actually ingested mead before?
I ingested mead at a what do you call them? A
bar? I'm like a bar.
At a Renaissance festival.
Okay, so you're familiar with the sweetness and okay, so it's like it has a unique quality to the texture almost, where it's like it is slightly syrupy,
right?
Yeah,
it's thick and it's sweeter, but it's pretty good. So this is very similar. It's like they make it almost the exact same way, but they use a molasses base instead. You guys are drinking your drinks and I mean, y'all know, we'll just say your characters know each other, but you should probably all exchange character names so you can try to use each other's character names.
Doesn't have a name.
Well, that's kind of lame.
It's okay. We'll make one
up. My character's name is Nelson Hargraves.
Nelson Hargraves? It's so nerdy sounding.
He's a fucking nerd.
It's perfect. The only thing that would have been better was like Milo.
He is a professor of ancient history.
Bartholomew.
Bartholomew.
Well, now that we have Googled and we know that my first inclination was not a World of Warcraft character. I've told him I was like I thought of a name and I'm like it's a World of Warcraft character and I was like I need to Google this to make sure it's not. It's very close, but not. So I guess we'll just go with that. We'll go with Vroon.
Vroon?
Vroon. We do not have a last, or not given a last name. He's a druid. He's not going with a last name. It'll be something dumb like
the cat's name.
What is
Vroon Goodearth.
Druid last name.
Molly, what's your character's name?
Kiyomi. Kiyomi. Kiyomi.
Let's see if Luxodons even have like suggested names in there.
Well, they do.
Nope, they don't. Nope, you have no names. It says here they don't even refer to themselves with names.
They all just have prints like.
Do you have tusks? Because the picture in here has a dude with tusks.
Some of them do.
Some of them do. Yeah.
I was like, wait, who, me?
Vastly different.
No, not you. That would be weird.
That'd be really interesting.
Nelson has tusks just for no reason.
For no reason. I just took these off a walrus and shoved them on my
If you were
face.
playing the tiefling, we could go with that. Be like, yeah, his horns are tusks.
What's his name? What was the warlock that had? I feel like he had tusk. But, oh my god, it's a warcraft. Warlock.
Well,
I
he
feel
was
like
a
if you
troll.
had tusks, it should be a weapon.
Some of the orcs had like
Right.
very defined like
Yeah, I think
incisors.
he was an orc. Yeah, I think he was an orc.
The guy who brought them over from Mithrain or whatever. I can't remember what his name is. Nerjul, I think was his name, right?
I'll eventually write down your character names too and remember them, but I'm not going to do that right now because I don't have my notebook. So suck it, y'all.
See, so if I change my name, he'll never remember anything.
Oh, I won't remember, but she's probably recording this, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll know it.
My favorite one is
I can always go back and check.
When my fighter kept having his name changed repeatedly.
Oh yeah,
every week.
Oh my god.
Different name every
It was a
week.
different name every week.
Roxnar, Groxnar, Croxnar,
Gregnar, whatever.
Narnar.
All right, so you guys are sitting in the tent. At this point, y'all can just have just any type of conversation. We'll say, like I said, you guys have had maybe at best like a full week together, but conversations have been real brief for the most part. You all had like you were either working for somebody or doing something. This is the first time you've actually socially like decided to meet up.
Okay.
So I came up here to find some ruins. I said we find them, get some artifacts of significant cultural and also potentially monetary value, and get the fuck out of this place because it's the worst.
Well, if it means I get paid, the answer's yes. So the basis of my character's voice is supposed to be like fucking Bill from True Blood. Suck it.
Oh my god.
That's the
Fucking
basis
Bill.
of my character's voice. That's what I'm working towards.
Yeah, that guy. What was his name?
Suck it, it's
Gul'dan,
mine.
yeah.
Suck it, is mine. That's why I have that like kind of like deep, low, raspy voice because I feel like that just suits like.
Southern accent became like a meme in the show. Like they made fun of his voice.
Yeah, seriously. Suck it. Suck it. So that's why if I talk a little slow, that's because like that's genuinely what my character's voice is. She's a very slow, low, deep voiced character.
That's fine. I think that works. So you're saying basically get some trinkets and stuff like that, and leave. She's saying as long as she gets paid for it,
we'll get money.
And I'm
and you're just there.
Well, I'm tagging along with him because he's got a lead on these relics, and I'm there for the knowledge. I'm there to kind of explore and see what's going on.
Heard that.
Which you have literally no leads. If it's none.
He claims he was going
I
to
thought I had some.
You had leads that they were up here,
Right.
but you have found nothing so far.
My lead is that in this area.
You had like 5 gold budgeted for like literally for a guide and protector. And she did those things, but she was like, I don't know what the fuck you're looking for. And then you're just like realize like, hey, listen, I really like you, you're really nice. I can't pay you anymore.
I don't have any more money.
money.
I was really hoping I would just be like, those ruins.
Hey, look at
Everybody would
those
be like,
ruins
oh,
over
you mean
there.
the ones up there? Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Could pay her with his trunk. Wink, wink. His,
His front.
Just saying.
So, as you guys are basically sitting there, what we're just gonna say, what's the passive perceptions? So I don't know. Did we use passive perceptions in Pathfinder 2e?
I don't know what that means.
No, if it's a passive perception in Pathfinder 2e, it was I rolled it for you. And then if you saw something, I would tell you.
Your passive perception, which I don't even know if there's a slot for it. Is there a slot for it?
Right there, passive wisdom.
Okay. It's going to be It's going to be your wisdom modifier. Well, it's actually passive perception is going to be whatever your perception bonus is plus 10.
Oh.
That's your passive perception. So if your perception skill is, say, 4, that means your passive perception is 14.
Okay, so mine's 15.
What? It's crazy talk.
I was trained in perception.
And you got those keen chunk senses.
Yeah, plus 3 wisdom, so it was 5 plus 10.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay.
I ran with that as a house rule.
And you got 12?
12, yeah.
Okay. And what's yours?
I do have keen senses too.
My perception is a 2.
You're proficient in it, right?
Yeah.
And
but it's only a 10 for wisdom.
So your passive perception at the bottom, it'll be underneath the skills.
Yeah, should be 12.
Should be 12, yeah.
Got it.
So they're chit-chatting about whatever treasures, and she's like, well, I don't know what to find them. And then you, like, just in the corner of your eye, make out, like, outside is this woman bundled, just, you can tell it's a woman, but she's just bundled up, and she's just stopping passerbyers and, like, asking them questions, and then walks around. And so you just notice that. That's a little odd. It's not regular behavior for someone here, because most people keep themselves. So, continue.
So yeah.
And the inn explodes.
I don't really know where we're going to find the ruins, but I figure we just trek into the
Did mail come, babe?
wilderness.
Yeah.
Someone around here has to have some idea where we can find these ruins.
I mean, there might be
a tablecloth.
It is.
There might be a library of some kind in one of the larger towns. We could maybe travel to Brinshander.
It's Brinshandar.
Or we can travel to.
And really, it's pronounced Brinshandir.
What else looks big? Germalane looks sizable.
East Haven's pretty big.
Yeah, East Haven. Yeah, maybe we don't go to Brinshandar because they out there sacrificing people. I don't want to get sacrificed.
What was it? Brinshandar, East Haven, and Targos?
Only the biggest places where I was saying we should go because they might have like libraries.
No, it's Brinshandar, East Haven, and Targos. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe we go.
The one that have plenty of people to get rid of.
Maybe we go to like Germalane. They look sizable. And there's apparently a gem mine nearby. Right? Maybe there's a mountain or something nearby. Check that out.
That's completely reasonable.
It's completely reasonable. If they're digging down in the earth, they might find something.
Sounds like a plan to me.
You've got no lead.
For terms of travel here.
Am I high enough level to turn to an eagle yet? Can I just fly?
Just fly there.
I'm going to turn to a barn owl. I'll meet you guys there. Those definitely go in the stuff.
Unless there's a blizzard. You're not flying. They have rules for it if you choose to fly during blizzards.
Of course they will.
It says if you are flying, you get... It's like...
If you're flying, you die immediately.
The wind extinguishes open flames, disperses fog, erases tracks in the snow, and makes flying by non-magical means nearly impossible.
What if you're flying by magical means?
Well, that's different.
I mean,
turning into a snowy owl does not mean that it's flying by magical means. It means it's flying by wings.
Right.
That you just happen to use magic to turn into, not the same.
Well,
but if you were on a flying carpet,
spell. Yeah.
I can definitely throw you off the carpet, but the carpet will be fine. That's why in winter weather, you need to be on a flying broom because you have more to hold on to.
There you go.
Clearly, you guys don't pay attention.
You just need to have your dog sled, your 300-pound.
I'm trying to figure out why when you...
All it says with flying is that at the end of a turn, if you're flying in a blizzard, at the end of your turn, you immediately fall.
Amazing.
Which, for the most part, you land in snow, so it's not like a big deal. But
actually, that would be great if a 450-pound elephant man fell out of the sky.
Wait, how heavy is your hair?
The range thing said 350 to 450.
So you're like the 450.
Yeah, the 450. The biggin.
He lives
Really?
a year. He lives a year for every pound he is.
Oh my Lanta.
Feel bad for the Loxodon females. I hope they don't have the same gestation period as real elephants.
So there is another set of rules that we did not go over in here, which I'm going to give you guys as well. Character secrets. So each of you is going to get a secret, possibly 2 secrets, which is going to be an additional motivation for your character as you're moving through. Some of them are not good to have. Like I read them, I'm like, oh, that's awful. And some of them are like, whatever. You know, like I'll give you an example, which you might just end up getting because you keep talking about it. This harmless secret comes with no strings attached and is a nod to R.A. Salvatore Drist's novels, which are among the first works in bringing Icewind Dale to life.
Yep.
The secret is you're a Drist fan. Your character is secretly following kind of like his exploits.
He would be famous.
He is famous.
Yeah,
he's definitely famous. Because I think most of this stuff is occurring almost like
if that's in the 5e timeline, it's well after all the stuff.
This is like 100 years after like Drist and his big exploits.
So like Katie and Wolfgar dead.
Yeah.
He's only famous because, well, we never would have heard of Icewind Dale if he didn't exist.
Right. What the fuck are the 10 towns? Oh, that you mean that place where Drizzt ran around?
Right.
Yeah. He fought at Balor and
Have any of you guys played Skyrim?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So like, there's so many
significant amounts of Skyrim. Lots of Skyrim.
So all the northern towns in Skyrim, those really frozen-y ones, this is what all the 10 towns look like here. Like they just like there's that's the perfect picture of what these places look like. Yeah, so we'll get into the secrets later. I'm probably gonna just randomly roll them and then give them to you guys.
Oh yeah, random secrets. Whose character is a serial killer?
Some of them are kind of like that.
Probably Nelson.
Most of them are like you're gonna have to like. It's gonna be like, maybe there's someone. Maybe you did something in your past and you're being hunted by like bounty hunters or whatever. And they would just randomly show up in the storyline, be like, "We're here for Nelson." What did I do? You know what you did.
You did, Nelson. Nobody believes them. You talking about that guy over there?
Oh, that guy right there. You mean the nerd? What the fuck did he do? And then everyone, of course, at that point in the story, they all know that you're some weird follower of Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Like, it's so weird. Like, we don't know if he's good or bad.
I do bad things for good reasons.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they all say.
Yeah, so you guys are basically, like I said, you're just hanging out in town. At one point, do you ever say anything to the rest of the group about the lady walking around outside? Because if you don't, it's not a big deal. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because she's going to come inside.
Well, I was going to say I would definitely point it out.
Yeah, so he points with your trunk.
Yes.
You guys just what the fuck is that?
I would hope by the time
I think at this point you all notice all see his trunk at one point, but every time he brings it out, it's still fascinating. It's like a fucking elephant person. It's so weird. I feel weird to lift it, and they're like gonna kill you.
Right, mind flayer die.
He's a mind flayer. Oh, those tentacles. Oh, he's only one tentacle. Oh man, he must have lost.
Right, that must be why he's out here.
One.
He's been exiled.
Yo, weirdo. That would actually be really funny too.
Mind flayer with one. He can't grip anyone's head to eat their brains, right. So he basically has to wait for other people to help him.
Right, yeah. Please hold the head. Yeah, all right.
Just hold his head real quick. Wait, no, we're not doing that. Damn it! I'm just gonna be a good person.
Stop eating the brains.
All right. Anyways, so after a few while, the door opens up again. There's a bluster of wind.
Close the door.
closes the door, and you all see a bundled up figure that walks briskly up to you guys, completely ignoring everyone else in the room. And she literally says, "Well met. You lot seem like you're looking for work or trouble. You wouldn't be standing around in the cold otherwise. And what I mean by standing around the cold is being in this town."
I was supposed to be like,
And she literally, she doesn't ask to sit down. She sits down.
oh, okay.
She doesn't, no, like, she just starts taking off her clothes because it's warmer in here. So
Yeah.
she's taking off the sun, and immediately you see this. She is a half elf. You guys can tell she's a little bit taller than a regular elf, but she's got some human features, a rounded nose and stuff like that, and you can tell she's half elf. She also has spectacles on. She is, like I said, covered in furs and stuff like that, like everybody else. But underneath all of her furs, you can see that she has what looks like a scholar's robes.
Oh, okay.
You can tell this because of the ink stains that are on, specifically on the sleeves and also on her hands right here. And then she has lots of burn marks on her fingers, like putting out candles and stuff like that. So it's very common kind of stuff for like a scholar. She also looks like she doesn't spend a lot of time in the sun. Not that there is a lot here, but she also looks, she almost candlekeepish. You've seen a lot of scholars like her. You're like, oh, she's a scholar.
I know the type.
I know the type. I know the type.
I'll handle
Is
this.
this your sister?
She orders a drink. She's like getting undressed, essentially, or just her furs. You guys are all silent, just like staring. Like, who the fuck is
Why
this
are
bitch?
you here?
And she's like, sorry, introductions. I'm Danica. I'm from Canopy.
Well, me too.
I'm here doing research. Greysteel. Greysteel's my last name, by the way. I'm here doing research. I'm looking for some things. Maybe you can help me. You all look like you're adventurer types. Would that be you? If not, I'll put my furs back on and go back out and work with someone else. I really just don't have a lot of time.
What are you looking for?
Well, I am looking for elementals, in fact.
Oh.
Have you heard of Chewongas?
So what's
Chewongas.
I thought you said Chihuahuas, and I was
Chewongas.
like, have I heard
What
of that? Can I roll
Yeah, I
that
was
for-
gonna say, what do I have to roll for?
They're also known locally as Chewingas.
Chewingas.
I call them Chewongas, Chewingas. It depends on where you are.
Chewingas.
They're like an Arcana or history?
You all can make, you can make, if you have nature, you can definitely make this check. If you have
I have
Arcana,
nature.
I'm fine with that as well.
Wait, no, I don't need to do nature. I lied.
Not a great roll. I got a 12 Arcana. I'm not familiar with Chihuahuas.
That's
I have
survival.
survival.
Yeah, survival will work. I think that's appropriate because
Survival
this is
work?
these are a local thing.
I got an 11, so
I
meh.
was at 23 in survival.
Jesus.
In survival.
It's +5, man.
But you're not from here.
Not from here.
That doesn't help you, sorry.
Damn
I was
What?
only giving it to her because she's from here.
it.
So
Yeah.
survival 11, survival, we don't give a shit.
I got 12 Arcana.
12 Arcana. You're not sure. You're Chewingas, whatever. You don't know.
I love it.
Chichinga,
Molly-
Pachanga.
Molly, your character is familiar with the term Chewinga, which does speak of, especially in camp lore and like the nomad lore and tribe lore, of we'll say beneficial nature spirits who protect and look out for those who are like the innocents. They
Okay.
sometimes they protect travelers and hunters. Sometimes they've been known to grant favors and boons.
Okay.
But you've never seen one, and it's mostly like, okay, yeah, Chewingos, they're gonna come and bless you.
Yeah, I heard that. I've heard it once before, but never seen one with my own eyes.
Well, that's good that you've actually heard it. When I've asked a lot of the town folk around here, they don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways, I'm looking to find some. I'm doing research on elementals in this area. So she explains to you guys that she believes that, or she thinks that we elemental spirits known as Chewingas might be the key to improving Icewind Dale's climate.
Oh.
Since Chewingas are known to inhabit the 10 towns and have some ability to alter their natural surroundings, she believes she can learn a lot from studying one up close. So if you're interested, she will pay you to go and find some.
Okay.
Sound
so that she can research them.
fascinating.
Cool.
We were planning on doing some investigating anyway, because I'm looking for some ruins.
She says, I can pay you a sum of 25 gold.
A piece?
As well as giving you the... She's like, I don't have that kind of funds. I wish I did, but I don't have that kind of funds. But I do have the ability to pay you 25 gold, which I have budgeted for a group of adventurers like yourself. Unfortunately, I did have more gold, but I gave it to another group who didn't turn out well and ended up spending all that money at a local tavern. I didn't start out finding them at the local tavern, so I figured maybe a little reverse psychology would work here this time. If I found y'all at a tavern, maybe you would actually go out and do something.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Since most of the locals at this time are drunk, and none of you are, I think that's already a good idea.
Amazing.
All right, Danica.
Danica Greysteel.
Danica Greysteel. She's
Danica.
from my neck of the woods.
Yes. So she's offering you guys 25 gold as well as a device that helps you track elementals. You get to keep the devices.
I was about to say, can I use the device to find the thing?
Yeah, you can use it to find that. Well, you can use the device to find the elementals, and then you can keep it because she's made other ones.
Well, okay.
We do need to fund the expedition.
We do need to fund the
Yeah, if you're actually going on an expedition, you guys need
money.
funds.
So yeah, alrighty.
Can we name them wedges when we capture one?
Damn it. Show wedges.
Joe
Wedges.
I mean, that was the name of the thing that we had to find in the one thing in Starfinder.
That's what you're talking about, yeah.
I believe you named them wedgies.
So
No, I
she
didn't.
gives you guys she gives you like a little sack with the 25 gold immediately. She also I'm going to describe the device she gives you, and then she says that once you've completed the job, you'll have no trouble finding her because she's going to be here at this inn. She's staying here. She's paying you guys, so she's going to stay here, and this is where you guys obviously frequent, so it's going to be easy to find her. She tells you that she has been looking all over town and hasn't found any here in Brennan. There's been no luck, and
Any what?
There's been no luck of her. She's been in the town for a while looking for them, and there's none here.
Oh, okay, okay.
So she suggests that you guys go somewhere else and look in another town.
Okay.
What's the closest town?
You can look at the map. Y'all have the map.
Yeah, you got the map,
Jeez,
bro.
Fuck me.
Fuck you, dude.
Fuck you, Summer.
You're the fucking worst.
Summer. Jesus.
GTFO.
Alright, right now
Where are we
we're
at?
Brennan, which is over by Mayor Dualdon.
We're close to Targos.
Isn't that where they're sacrificing people? Well, we're not
At
citizens.
Target?
I think we're safe.
I think we're safe.
Let's go to Targos.
It's Targos, not
Oh,
Target.
okay. You know,
We're all going to Target.
I'm just
They're also
asking.
sacrificing people at Target.
I mean, they probably are.
All right.
There's Targos.
It is a bronze hooded lantern that she hands you. She describes the lantern. It's called a lantern of tracking.
Okay.
It is a wondrous item. You have your first magical item for the group.
Woo!
You guys get to keep this. It is a permanent item. You don't need to it doesn't burn out and then you're So the lantern burns for 6 hours on 1 pint of oil. You can use whale oil. Shedding bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light for an additional 30 feet. Each lantern of tracking is designed to track down a certain type of creature, which is determined by this chart. While the lantern is within 300 feet of any creature of that type, its flame turns bright green. The lantern doesn't pinpoint the creature's exact location, however. This one is for elementals. You come across elementals, it's going to turn bright green.
Okay, herb.
And which is really nice for later on, because you have a lantern attraction for elementals. You could always be like, hey, we're somewhere, let's turn this thing on. There's just elementals around us.
Right. There's elementals nearby, that's all for our life.
It's always good to have a lantern. It's always good to have one that you can't just throw it off a cliff and watch it get smashed real easy because it's magical. It's got durability.
So when I hit level,
Well, it functions as a regular lantern too.
Yeah, it functions as a regular lantern. So you're getting a really nice. I mean, so yeah, you're not getting paid 100 gold, but this thing is worth more than 100 gold. So.
Got it.
Cool.
So when I turn into an ice elemental later.
Alright, let's get into some combat now. I'm ready to fucking fuck some motherfuckers up.
Well, alright.
In the face.
Just preferably not elementals. I don't want to.
We'll travel to
elemental.
Targos.
Targos is where you guys are going?
It's closest town.
Fuck. This is so fucked. No, I'm kidding. They're all
sacrifices.
They're literally all the same. They're just gonna sacrifice you guys first.
They'll be like, oh, look, travelers, get the sacrifice ready.
Get the sacrifice ready. Ooh, I get to roll dice. This will be the first roll of the adventure.
Is this how we get to be sacrificed? We just get eaten by an octopus or a squid.
There's a percentage chance that you guys will be picked in the lottery.
Eaten by an octopus.
Is it really?
It's a lottery. I mean, the towns aren't ginormous.
Yeah, first die roll of the adventure.
Yeah, let's roll for that.
First die roll of 2021.
My first.
We already had that.
Yeah.
First die roll of 2021 will be whether or not Targos has chewingas in it. Chewingas.
They're called wedgies.
Well, if you want to call them that. I keep on calling them chewingas, even though it's actually chewingas.
Chihuahuas.
Pachingas?
Chewbacca's?
Yeah, so you guys go to Targos. Flip on over to Targos. Targos' main picture is just someone being burned alive.
Nice.
Really?
No.
I'm like, I don't want to go there. Ow.
You go to the worst place in the
Sounds like the picture would be for Salem.
Witches.
You have an octopus on your head?
Yeah.
You just noticed that?
I did.
This is how we're being sacrificed.
Oh, to lipids?
It's just gonna.
Suck our fucking brains out.
Well,
I have another one.
The friendliness value here in Targos is 2 snowflakes.
What was
the most you can have is 3, so don't get
Oh, okay.
I was like,
Services, though, is 3 snowflakes.
2 out of 5, 2 out of 10.
So I'll tell you guys the snowflake system real quick before
Is this like the Michelin system?
Right. Maximum of 3 stars.
Maximum of 4 stars for Michelin.
This is going to be maximum of 3.
It's like 2.1 or like 2.4.
I don't think they have half ones. So snowflake ratings.
Cool.
This chapter uses a snowflake rating system to help you quickly differentiate the settlements of 10 towns. Each town is rated in terms of friendliness, services, and its comfort. The more snowflakes, the better the rating. Friendliness. Residents in a 3 snowflake town, which is Bremen, are friendly, helpful, and by and large, they're really nice. Conversely, a 1 snowflake town is full of unhelpful, unfriendly folk, and a 2 snowflake has both. Services, which Targos has a 3 snowflake rating. A 3 snowflake town is where characters are most likely to find the services they need Two snowflakes would have a narrower selection, and characters will have trouble getting any sort of service in a one snowflake town.
Any sort of service.
1 star would be New Orleans East.
1 star would be New Orleans East. 3 stars would be the French Quarter. You can get lots of services.
Walmart.
Lots of services.
They don't have a Walmart,
but
but they're so close to Chapatula's Walmart that it's okay. It counts.
As long as you don't get shot in the parking lot.
You're not gonna get shot in the parking lot. You got SOD right there. You're fine.
There's a reason why it's there.
Yeah, there's no tax. There's no tax on that warehouse. That's why. Comfort. Characters can find decent food and drink as well as warm beds in a 3 snowflake town. A 2 snowflake might have a small tavern plus an inn with drafty rooms to rent. And a 1 snowflake town might have a cold shed or attic where characters can crash for the night, and that's about it.
Basically north of the wall.
So Targos has, like I said, friendliness, 2 snowflakes. Services, 3. So that's cool. Comfort, 2. So you can get like an inn, you can stay somewhere, whatever, it's going to be drafty.
Lame. What's the nearest 3 snowflake comfort town? Let's go there instead.
I'm not sure.
It's probably got a 1 friendliness.
Right.
They gotta balance that.
So your starting town, which was Bremen, is, let's see, 3, 1, 2. So services were 1. Comfort was 2. Friendliness 3. The heraldry, which is basically every single one of these towns has their own banner.
Yeah.
The heraldry of Targos is a single sailed black ship facing to the right on a light blue field, representing the town's pride in its fishing fleet.
Ah.
Yes. They also like to sacrifice people here.
Every now and then.
Every now and again, they sacrifice.
Somebody gets sacrificed.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, you guys. So let's see. Like Bryn Shandar, Targos is encircled by a wooden wall, which helps to protect the town against orcs and other threats from the wilderness. Why's it got to be orcs? So racist. The wall extends out into the lake, creating a safe harbor for the town's boats. But now that Oral's long winter has frozen the water in the harbor, and many Targos boats are trapped in the ice. Fishers must drag their smaller vessels across the ice to get to the unfrozen lake beyond the harbor walls. That's a pain in the fucking ass.
Right.
But at least it's on ice because, pushing shit on sand or on dirt would really suck. That's what drought living is like. So pretty much all the towns in Icewind Dale make their living off the lakes. But nowhere is that fact more evident than Targos. The town has always had the biggest fishing fleet and the biggest fishing industry, and everything that goes on here revolves around hauling the knucklehead trout out of the lake. And they're still doing it nevertheless, even with this endless winter. They're literally still going out there and fishing and getting the knucklehead trout.
Well, it's like their only job.
So as you guys approach, do you approach a wall or do you go up you follow because at this point there's not a lot of protection for the walls because you can walk out of the lake and just walk around the wall. But there's a lot of busy activity over there. But the gates are open too. It's not like they.
Well, you just go through the gate.
Okay, so you guys go through the gate. Yeah, it would be a long walk if you wanted to walk all the way over there. Let's see. There's one main gate, which takes a road to Bryn Shandar, and the road splits and then goes up to Tourmaline.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys walk in through the main gate. There's a pretty good bustle of people here. I mean, the population is almost 1,000 people. So actually, it's a little over 1,000 people. So you got a pretty good bustle of people. No one's making any pointing you guys are out or anything like that. They don't seem to give a shit. somebody like a random child sees you and waves at the elephant monster, and but yeah, for the most part, yeah, no, it's twilight right now. The sun's going to be going down in approximately an hour.
Gotcha.
Where it'll be pitch black. Is your lantern already lit, or are you going?
I'm thinking we had the lantern lit throughout the whole lot, just in case it went off.
Okay.
We were on the road.
And you had to walk here, and travel time was approximately 3 hours. That's how long it took you walking down the trail. The trail is pretty well packed. The snow is pretty well packed, so you didn't need snowshoes or anything. If you guys want to do that in the future, if you want to get snowshoes and fucking walk across the wilderness, by all means, try it.
You can always try.
If you get attacked by a group of Yetis, it's not my fault. And by the way, they're not trolls, so fuck off.
It is your fault because you're the DM, but okay.
I mean, I'm gonna roll. I'm not gonna be like the DM who doesn't actually roll in these random encounter charts. There's DMs do that. It's boring.
Right.
Roll it. See if you get killed by ice trolls.
The last time I encountered a Yeti was
he asked before he's asking. He's like, "Are there trolls?" No. And then I'm like looking at the back.
No.
Oh, look, ice trolls.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
I knew
Now there's going to be an abundance of them.
Trolls everywhere.
Damn brothers.
Find a troll town.
Oh, those were ogres.
Oh, they were ogres. That's
The
right.
brothers
Those
were
not
ogres.
trolls.
The troll was
definitely
thing
ogres.
we fought at the end, the cave troll.
The cave troll was the one that was fucking you
Yeah.
up. Yeah. So, about the lantern. About the lantern.
Yeah.
Do you light it?
Yes.
Before or after?
Well, she said she checked the town, so when we leave and we get on the road, I'll light it just to see if it's ever gonna trigger. You never know.
Yeah, so we'll say you guys just walk down never at one point while you're on the road did it turn green. You walk in through the gates. Like I said, there's a bustle of people. Do you guys stop anybody or talk to anybody, or are you just kind of like making your way in, or asking for directions to the local inn or anything?
We didn't even know where the inn is. I'll ask somebody where the nicest inn is.
Because we're a little short on time with the sun going down in the middle of Icewind Dale.
Icewind Dale. We have the Luskin Arms, the Three Flags Sailing, and those are the two inns. So one's a tavern and one's an inn. So I'm assuming you're going to go to Luskin Arms, which is an inn.
The inn, yeah.
Okay. So as you guys are walking towards the inn, at one point, it flashes green for like an instant, and you like stop, and it holds steady, and then it goes away. It goes right back to normal.
Got it. Yeah.
You guys all instantly, you're like, and it was stark green. It was like that green. It was like, whoa, everything is just bathed in green light.
They're close. We should pull the Ghostbusters. Come on out if you're not scared.
I ain't scared of these elementals. Wait, what?
Little bitchy ass ghost.
So we'll say you're kind of like walking down the main thoroughfare. It's getting darker out, and there's this flash of green light, and then you just stay put, but then it goes away. Now it's still burning, so either you can walk to the right or the left, or you can continue walking forward.
Yeah, let's try. I'm gonna go right, see if it comes back.
You go right, it burns green again, boom, right away. So it's closer to the center of town.
All right, let's go that way.
Sweet.
We'll come back to the Luskin Arms.
Too bad these things are super deadly. Wait, what?
Everything's super deadly.
Joking. Very
the
nice.
colder the environment, the more deadly everything is.
That's how it works. That's why Russians are so scary.
I think it's just extreme temperatures either way, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's super elusive. Like you get maybe like 30, 40 feet, and it's green the whole time, and then just gone again.
Damn.
And then you're just like, oh, fuck it. After a while, you're like, oh, we'll go this way. It goes up green again. God damn. It's a large area. The town, because Targos is big.
So somewhere in town is
somewhere within 300 feet of you is at least an elemental, not necessarily.
It might not be the one.
It might not be a Choingus. I mean, it could be fucking anything. Air elemental. It could be several type of creatures. There's ice elementals, all kinds of stuff. A mephit would count.
A meth head.
A mephit, not a meth
God.
head. Meth head would also, in some cases, count as an elemental because they use some.
Yeah, all right. Next week, I definitely got to be in person because I'm like, wait, what?
Crack elemental.
It's MEPHIT, a mephit.
It's like the Pokemon.
Mephit. Got it. Cool. All right.
No.
All right.
So we'll say you guys make it over to the inn. The Luskin Arms is the oldest public house in 10 towns, established back when Bryn Chandar was still just the camp on the hill. And Luskin was a thriving city. Luskin is not a thriving city anymore. It's a fucking shithole.
We won't be going there.
Let's see if it's... Much of the decor is nearly 200 years old, reflecting Luskin as it was in the years before its decline. The inn has sturdy walls but rotten floorboards. Drafts come up into the common room from the cellar. The place is also infested with rats. I mean, you're only in there for like 10 minutes and you can see the rats are everywhere.
Oh boy.
Which scurry between the walls at all hours of the night. There is a kind of a quiet, balding man who seems just completely fucking miserable sitting behind the bar.
I feel that.
I mean, his eyes are even sunken and he's just like this downward look, and he makes note of you when you guys come in, but he doesn't like say, "Hey, welcome to my inn. I'd like to, serve you." He's got this attitude of fuck off. Let's see if there's anything else. Oh, that's fucked up. I didn't know that was in there. Oh, that's really fucked up. All right, anyways. Sorry, I was just reading something that had to do with what was in here, but you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, we're not worried about it.
Yeah, so it's a...
Wait, can I roll for perception to worry about it? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you can definitely... If you want to come into a place and roll for perception, go right ahead, because there's people in here up to things, doing stuff.
Oh, I thought it was just...
Oh, shit, I got a 19.
19.
Where are we?
We're in the or whatever it is.
The Luskin Arms.
The Luskin Arms.
Yeah, I should always roll for perception, damn it.
And just in case.
There is a... All right, so there's the guy behind the bar who is just like absentmindedly rubbing a wooden counter and wiping it with a cloth over and over again with this downward sad look. And in the far corner away from you guys, kind of because how it's a larger inn and it's broken up into some lower levels that just go like a step down, and they're in a lower level, closer to the basement, so that it's draftier down there, so there's literally no one over there. And then there's a couple areas that are a little higher up and they got some better wood. and there's in the back there's one guy sitting there, looks to be a tiefling in full plate. Ooh. Who's just standing? He's sitting back in the corner, just eating a meal and quietly contemplating whatever dark thoughts he has. Because he's a tiefling, and all tieflings are evil.
Evil mother baby.
That's not true at all. He might be a very nice person.
Right.
But he looks foreboding. Other than that, you don't see, but you do notice what'd you get on your perception check?
19.
Oh yeah, you definitely see the rats. And you're like, wow, that's
Wait, the rat people or small little scurrying rats?
Little scurrying rats, all over the place.
Gross.
You don't instantly want to go and chase them, but there is that thought in your head for a second.
Musculocirats.
All tabaxi have that feeling when they see rats. I want to chase and eat it. Yeah, so you guys walk up to the bartender, the proprietor, and he looks up from his wiping of counter. And again, it has a lacquer, like a resin finish on it, which kind of gives it it's so shiny, and but there's like literally no reason for him to wipe the same spot.
He's just doing this for nothing.
He's just looking down the firelight and some of the torch light, and they have like these sconces that have like torches on them, is like shining and reflecting on the resin surface, and he's just staring absentmindedly into this flickering light.
Hey, old friend.
What can I get you?
Man, we're looking for a room for the night.
Sleepy kitty.
Whoa. How many people?
3.
For one night? Do you need a room for each person?
Yes.
2.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sleeping in your front room.
A single room will cost you 10 silver for the night. If you add an additional person, it is 2 additional silver per person. Unfortunately, we only have my best room available, so that's why it's so expensive. Other than that, there's a barn you can stay in as well.
Let's take the best room available, not the barn.
10 silver, all of you stay in it. He looks at your character model. He's like, all right, that'll be 14 silver. He had to think about it. I was like,
Is that a person or a pet?
Is it a person or a pet?
I will slide the 14 silver across the table. There you go, my friend.
Okay. I mean, you could just give him a gold and 4 silver.
Gold and 4 silver, yeah.
Yeah. It's this fancy way of saying that it's a gold for the room. He says 10 silver. He takes for 1 gold and 4 silver. He says, do you need a meal? The meals are hot and ready.
For free.
Just tell me that. So how much are the meals?
1 meal for each of you comes with the cost of the room.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Deal.
So he doesn't take you over to the table. He just literally lifts up his hand with the rag in it and points to one of the tables. Literally, it seems at random. And then, in fact, there's no one sitting at the table because there's only the armored guy in here. And you guys sit down. After a little while, a small, pleasant, like demeanored human woman comes out with red curly hair, just like a plump face, and very like rosy cheeked, rosy nosed, just adorable, just very friendly. Hello, comes out. Your boss. Oh, my husband. She says, Owen has the tendency to reflect too much on his pains instead of reflecting on what is good in this world.
Got it. He's obsessed with his pains.
Yeah, at one point you do see him walk away from the actual bar, and you notice that he is in fact double peg-legged.
Oh my god!
He is double peg-legged. And he has a walking cane that holds it like so he can balance himself. And she says he's focused on his pain. The guy is like fucking got no legs and he's probably in constant pain. She is actually more of an asshole.
Got it.
Yeah, so she brings out a hearty stew to you guys. It's a fish stew. But it's real thick. It's got a lot of like root vegetables in it and stuff like that.
Got it.
It's mostly fish though.
There's a lot of fish.
There's a lot of fish here, but there's not a lot of fruit vegetables. So she brings out that. She also brings you guys out a dark brown hard bread. Which kind of it's like a pumpernickel. It smells a little like a little bit of honey in there or molasses or something in there. Makes
Got it.
And then you are each given the local ale, a mug of the local ale. So don't mind me. I always describe meals to everyone.
So we got a nice combo.
There's a death trap on the floor.
Oh Jesus, that's not good. Yeah. So yeah, you guys are eating your meal. No big deal. No big. So it is 8:56 now. Shall we end and pick up next week while you guys are at the inn of the Luskin Arms?
This would be a good place to pick up, especially if
because you guys
Luna
are,
can come.
Luna can come. Then you guys can meet her in the
Luskin
tavern.
Arms.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Is she the tiefling in the armor?
No,
No, she's not.
She is not.
Literally not.
She's the satyr in the corner playing an instrument right now.
Yo, how does a satyr get by like a blizzard?
What do you mean?
They're like cloven-hooved animals.
You get snow
walking through the
snow.
Reindeer have hooves.
Yeah.
Reindeer live in mountains, so they climb on rocks.
We're
literally
you're so
on flat land.
She's gonna have to get some
Look,
specially made snowshoes.
I don't even understand how humans live in like Alaska. Okay.
Yeah, we're not
Like,
built for that.
Yeah, no, it's not a thing.
So
That's what makes us great. We live in punch places where we probably shouldn't live.
yeah, snowshoes. She'll make specialty snowshoes.
Oh man.
So.
Yeah.
Perfect timing. I'm tired too.
I've been tired all day today, and I have no idea why.
Well, sorry.
Did that come with the hardcover?
It did.
That's really fucking cool.
Yeah. Pretty nice.
I'm hoping my book will show up by next week.
It won't.
Probably.
You'll be sad.
I'm gonna order the Monster Manual and see if that shows up.
You get that first.
I was gonna say the weird thing we were talking about the flying not being magical. I'm wondering why all of a sudden at level 6 druids shape-shifting automatically becomes magical attacks. I'm like, why is it at level 6? Why didn't they
Because
just
you have enough innate magic in
Yeah,
your
you
body
have
now
enough
that
innate
happens.
magic to. Did you just run out to go pee again?
No.
I'm joking.
Yeah, it's fine. All right, so we're calling it for the night.
Yeah, we're gonna call for the night. We'll pick up in 2 weeks, as you guys will then. We'll have Luna join, and then maybe my friend. I don't know.
maybe?
Okay.
I don't have a lot of hope for him. He's very, very, very introverted.
Tell him that we'll close our eyes.
Well,
He's a very nice guy.
I do have another friend that lives in your area that was interested in playing as well. So I mean, if we were okay and open to having another player join.
Absolutely.
Always okay and open to having
He's
Yeah.
like, more people to kill? Awesome.
I like more interaction and role playing. It's easier. It's,
Yeah,
me,
for sure.
I go up. I'm happy with up to 6 players generally.
Okay.
But yeah, I prefer 5 to 6 players is good. Anything more than that, it starts to get unmanageable.
It's good for the party
It
too.
gets very loud.
Okay,
Couple more
yeah.
years and you have a permanent player.
Oh, Stella's gonna be it.
So yeah, for our viewers, just to let you guys know, we will be back at Tuesday 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Wednesdays 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Catch you guys later. Have a great night.